Yo. Everybody here now? I feel like my mic isn't as strong as it normally is. Did it? No. That's... Why is it not getting... Okay, now it is? What the fuck? What the fuck? Hold up. Let me see if I can fix this. How about that? Okay, how did that fix it? Bitch is right. Fuck you! There we go. Hello, hello. Ah, fuck me. I forgot that was up. Alrighty, everybody. So, the plan today, the plan is simple. And by that I mean, it's React to Andy Day. So, I've got a playlist, Real Cam Ho. You want me to use the real cam? You want me to use the real one? Is that it? You want me to swap to IRL? If I have to edit a twin cam, I'll be... Yo, I swear to God, if you don't put that in the video before I swap here, I'm calling you out on twitter.com. Alrighty, let me find... Anyways, yeah, fucking anyways, my ass jackass. Let's see if this works. I doubt it will. Is this... Shit. Okay. So we can do it this way, or I can do it with the VTube. Quite honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. You know, I've already said that I'm a mix of IRL and VTubing. So to me, it's all the same. All the same. There's one video that I'm going to be watching first before I get into the playlist, because I promised people I would. And it's been in the hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, so we can do it this way, or I can be a VTuber. Up to you. You deal with my pasty ass, or you gotta deal with the much nicer VTuber model. Ugh. Oh, damn. Can I just say, like, I like long hair, but it is also one of the greatest pains in my asses of all time. Like, easily top 10. Usually got this bitch in a bun most of the time. There we go. It's got it slicked back. So, Spy, you want to edit my face and not the VTuber face? Yes or no? I want your face. Okay. Okay. Yes. I'm asking to make it easier for my editor. I wonder, could I possibly do something interesting? Is this gonna... Also, I'm playing with people, so any question I don't respond to, message me. Okay. I do also want to test to see if they finally made it so that way, No, I don't have it on my phone anymore. Whoops. Okay. Okay. I think for a lot of the... What are you doing on this screen, little guy? Actually, you know what? Let's just... Yeah, sure, why not? We'll have him peeking in. Or I'll just hide him. Okay. So, I promised a React Andy stream. I'm going to give you guys a React Andy stream. So, I need to first grab the video that was requested last stream that we didn't get to. The first one's 10 minutes long. Okay. So we're starting with this one. Okay. Dana sent me this one a while ago. So we're gonna see what this one's about. Also, how loud is this? Okay, it's not like incredibly loud. I feel like all of this is copyright, by the way. Should I be on the other side? I think I'm good where I'm at. I can't read that text. It keeps changing too much. People can read what these things are saying. I think I'm DMing Thana, asking her what the fuck she sent me. This started very quickly, and I don't know what's happening.
my name is Raven. I'm just your regular high school girl, and today is the first day of my brand new life. The first day of school. The first day! Last year, I failed almost every single test I've taken, but this year is when things change. Even though it's going to be harder to study.
Oh god. I can hear the mic peaking because this sounds like, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but like early like flip note, like on the DS, the DS, there was an app called Flipnote that you could get on it. And this just reminds me of all of the animations from Flipnote. Like all of them and then some. But I could hear the compression, which is either from like a 3DS microphone or just an early 2000s webcam.
Than ever because of my new night job. You see, basically, I'm a magical girl, but basically only at nighttime.
But basically,
I hope I know some of the students in my class this year. Apparently, the other school down the road blew up, and all the students had to transfer to our school. I could be in class with anyone this year. Maybe even the love of my life.
Out of my way, Four Eyes!
I need to message Thana. I need to message Thana. I need an explanation. I just need to know. This is just giving me Flip Notes vibes. I don't know what's happening. But I'm like 90% sure this audio that's about to pop up, I'm pretty sure it's clipped out of something.
Out of my way, Four Eyes!
That's gotta be ripped from somewhere. I swear to God I've heard it before somewhere else.
Hey, you watch where you're going. Who even are you?
I'm new to this stupid school.
Or maybe it's also just really compressed mic audio that's just reminding me of a lot of early game audio rips.
Who is that?
What was that pause?
Oh my gosh! Is that my...
All of them have
best in the whole wide world, best friend Raven?
Oh, thank God. I thought I would be stuck in a class with people I didn't know. Those transfer students all seem like big jerks. Is that seat taken? Oh, it's Darkshi. You were in my class last year and you were at my 17th birthday party where you gave me a new makeup kit. You also helped me with my homework for a semester when my grades were too low. And you were also a member of the school band, which I was also in. I think you played...
I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know what's happening. I don't want to say anything, because... What... When was this released? When was this released? There's 9 of these! That was... I don't know how to react to this!
I played the drums, and I also remember you taking care of a hamster. You brought them into show and tell that one day and said their name was Squeakers. You are
Why does she know what's this? Oh.
also a size 9 shoe, and you enjoy listening to classic rock. I also saw you get into a disagreement with a teacher last year, but I don't remember anything happening after that.
Yeah.
You're sitting here?
Yeah. Sorry.
I suppose I could just sit in the chair behind Berry Cream.
A perfect chair for Drill Girl.
Why is the audio quality so much better all of a sudden? I don't know why this is...
The real star of this show.
Fuck. What about this seat?
Two
This feels like a YouTube poop. Is this a YouTube poop?
Hello again, football head.
Ugh. I guess I have to sit next to Omen.
Hello, my name is Omen. It is a pleasure to meet you, Raven. I hope that this year we can find academic excellence through our collaboration. I look forward to the school year, and I hope you will come to be as enthusiastic as I am about what the future holds.
Alright class, let's settle down. I know you're all excited to meet the new transfer students, but why
Crow, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're chilling. It's fine. It's okay. You know, we're good. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Ban them immediately, please. I feel like this was sent just to fuck with me. Like this is like
Why don't I introduce myself? I'm Mr. Ryu. Now, if that's too hard, you can just call me Sensei. I'll be
this
around
is a
if you
YouTube
need.
poop, right?
Do we have any questions? Yes. What is it, Omen?
Hey, Darkshi, who's that?
Oh, that's just Strawberry. She's one of the transfer students that's in our class this year.
Hi, nice to meet you.
This is meant to send me. This is supposed to send me into a coma, isn't it? I'm supposed to enter a coma because of this. Is this an attempt at my life?
Hey, Strawberry.
Is something wrong?
Oh, it's nothing. I just...
You can talk about it if you want.
It's just that I was really looking forward to sitting next to someone I knew this year, but all the seats are taken up. I'm nowhere near my friends Darkshi or Berry Cream Frosting. Where is she anyway?
She's in the bathroom smoking crack.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
What the? This was sent as a psychological attack on my mind. At first, I was really concerned because I was like, "Oh, this is someone's hard produced effort. This is a YouTube poop. You can't convince me otherwise."
I just wish one of those transfer students would move their ugly asses so I could sit where I want.
Who are you calling an ugly ass, Pinhead?
Oh, great.
If you wanted to sit there so bad, why don't you beat me in a fight? If you win, I'll let you sit where you wanted. But if you lose...
Oh, come on. Raven is nice. She would never...
Oh, yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Huh, good. Meet me after the cafeteria scene on
Y'all,
the
this,
roof,
like...
and that's where we'll settle things.
Raven, I can't believe you agreed to fight him. He was one of the toughest kids in our last school.
What the fuck is happening? Just one sec. Just.
Flash types? I mean, that's why I didn't do a whole lot of damage. Okay. That went well, I think. Athena, yes. What's up? What's up, Ace? can I help you? What do you mean, what did you do? Did you not like Sparkle on Raven? How could you not like Sparkle on Raven? That was an affront to your mental well-being? I think your mental well-being has never been better now that you've seen Sparkle on Raven. I feel like you should be thanking me. I feel like I've done nothing but help you.
I just need to know.
There are like more episodes, so like if you want to like continue and you know, I know FBI psyops that aren't as effective.
I just need to know.
Is that? Oh my god. Was that messing with you? I don't know what the problem is.
I feel like if that came out in World War II, it'd be a war crime by now.
Like, trust me, like, the episodes get better as you go, so, like, I think you should definitely, like, continue watching.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
Like, that came out in World War II, you'd be a war crime? Well, it wouldn't be a war crime, but it would probably be illegal because, you know, it does have a female lead, and, you know, back in the day, they really didn't like women. Like the woman, like, she was in school, she was getting an education, she was like, you know, she wasn't focused on, like, you know, like getting married and having 17 kids. You know, it just really wasn't the message they wanted to give at the time. So, like, I do have to agree with you there. It would not have been well received in the 40s, no?
Just, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to check to figure out what I did to deserve this. Okay, hang on. Hang on.
Oh no. Oh no. Wait, hopefully she's not pulling up my stream.
I'm calling you.
Oh no!
We need to talk about this.
What do you mean we need to talk about this? Hello, Thana, you're already on my stream. Now you're on my stream twice.
Awesome. Okay, so, alright, hang on.
Yeah.
Okay, so, what was it about Sparkle on Raven that didn't catch your fancy?
The sound quality, the weird pauses.
Right.
I'm pretty sure at one point,
you mean the comedic timing?
Yeah. Comedic timing.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure I was assaulted by like audio like SCP, like, you know, like SCP, like audio hazards. I'm pretty sure I was assaulted by one of those.
Well, I feel like that was unrelated to Sparkle on Raven. I feel like those two events were happening just just happened to coincide. and I
No,
thought
no,
that
it
that's
it
Sparkle
couldn't have
Raven's
been
fault.
the one known as Chupa Chups. That sounds like, I don't even know what that sounds like. That's not a natural sound. That is an affront to man. God's dead, and I know because that was brought into existence.
Okay, which one was it? Because I'm bad with names. What was it
the weird purple. I don't even know what fucking creature this is.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. I love that character.
Yeah, I'd love if that character was dead.
Yeah, the one that sounds like this, but like much more unintelligent.
The one that sounds like it's a cat getting strangled at the end of the tunnel at the same time as being electrocuted. That character.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I love that character.
At first, I was really concerned because I thought it was like a flip note project, and I was like, this is someone's hard work, don't think too aggressively. And then the audio quality spiked, and then it dropped, and then it spiked again, and then it dropped, and then I got pimp slapped by the audio quality as it made fun of me for the bullying that I had happen to me throughout my childhood. I had PTSD that I didn't have. That's a forged backstory. I was the one who bullied, not the other way around. But somehow it created these childhood traumatic memories and gave them to me.
Right. Okay, so are you gonna watch the second episode?
No, I'm not even finished the first one.
Why not? What do you mean you haven't finished?
I'm not finished. What do you mean?
You can't just like quit halfway through. You're already in.
This isn't quitting. This is a tactical retreat for my mental health.
Oh, fucking get back in there, soldier.
Fucking right, no.
You got a war to fight.
You got a war to fight? Hell no. I'm gonna do what every American did during the war and try to flee to Canada. Oh wait, I'm already here.
I love Sparkle on Raven.
You know, I think there was a comment that I read in the description of not the description, in the comment section of the video. This is peak fan animation from like 2014. Yeah, and it's concerning because that's accurate with how bad this is.
Listen.
And what makes it worse is it was a choice. This was a choice. Back then, it was the only option. This is a choice. Yeah. Someone sat down, watched this, edited this.
It's bad. It's nostalgic.
It was nostalgic at first, and then it kept going.
Yeah, but you haven't even gotten to lesbian Ruinor Zoro.
Oh, no!
Yeah, lesbian Ruinor Zoro.
What in God's green earth am I watching?
You're watching Sparkle on Raven, The Life of Drill Girl. It's really funny.
My reaction or it?
Sparkle on Raven, of course. I don't have your stream up. I mean, have your audio reaction.
The first roughly 3 minutes were me trying to be like, this is someone's project, and then ascending it because it might have been a friend that made it. I'm gonna be polite.
Oh no, I don't know these people.
Good, because I'd be concerned if you did.
Yeah, but like they're pretty cool.
Are they?
Heidi. Huh?
Are they?
Yeah.
I feel like these are people that belong in the marshmallow room.
No. Pretty cool.
And that's me saying this.
Yeah, no, they're pretty cool.
Cool is not the word I'd use to describe them. Confused, maybe.
No, I they know exactly what they're doing.
Is this what like an LSD trip is supposed to feel like? Is that what this is?
No.
You're right. I've heard they're supposed to be pleasurable.
Why are you such a hater? Why are you such a hater to Sparkle on Raven, The Life of Drill Girl?
I'd like you to read who you're talking to again. and then ask why you're such a hater, and I feel like that should answer the question.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That should told you
Yeah.
But you watched this willingly, fully.
Oh yeah, I've watched it multiple times.
Multiple times.
Oh yeah.
Do you go to a therapist?
I mean, I'm trying to, but you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to find one.
I'll help you get to Canada so that way you can get one.
Man, that would be great.
I feel like this is a cry for help, is what I feel like this is. This was a public cry to help.
No. This was me sharing one of my favorite like independent animation series on YouTube.
You should not cry for help.
I mean, I've had multiple cries for help, but this is not one of them. Normally when I cry for help, it's normally goes something along the lines of, "Oh God, please help me. I don't want to be here. Get me out of this country. Oh God, everything is on fire. What the fuck is going on? Please help me."
I feel like
No,
this is
normally
one of the things
cries for
applying
help
to the
sounds
fires.
like,
This is
like
this
that,
this
yeah?
feels like a dumpster fire.
Yeah, but it's a fun dumpster fire, so.
I'm glad you're happy.
I'm very happy, yeah.
I don't think I can finish this.
Why not?
I think I'm gonna move to the Nintendo Direct.
Man.
You
know what, Ace? I think what you need to do is you just need to take a step back. You just need to and just come back to this another day. You know, like just you just need to sleep on it. You just need to think about it. Just kind of like pick apart what you've seen, and just come back to this another day. Yeah, and then you'll understand. The
my
glory.
cats earlier today vomited everywhere. Just bad stomach.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It was more enjoyable to clean up his vomit than it was to see this.
Well, that's just not true.
No, I think it was.
No. Cleaning up cat vomit is not enjoyable at all. This is fun.
Is it?
Yeah. Sparkle on Raven.
Is this like one of those things that, like, when people like see a really horrific accident, they can't help but watch? Is that like this for you? Is that what this is?
Okay, that's what started out as.
Oh no! This is like one of those things that somebody's like, "Oh yeah, no, I made fun of people for like licking armpits, and now I'm into it." Is that what this is?
I wouldn't go that far. It was more just like, what the fuck am I watching? That I kind of understood to just like not take this seriously in the slightest, and just kind of like sit back, turn off my brain, and enjoy the show.
And then you started enjoying it. You're describing the exact process one of my buddies described in liking feet. He said, at first it was a joke, and then I stepped back, and it was like kind of like a, kind of like a whatever, I could see it. And then he started enjoying it.
I wouldn't go that far.
So you agree this isn't enjoyable?
No, it's very enjoyable. I'm just saying it's like not as disgusting as feet. Or armpits. I like not to yuck other people's yums. Like, people are allowed to like whatever they want, but
no.
personally, I think they're disgusting.
Nope. I think we should bring back bullying.
I think we should, but we should also like respect other people's like fetishes. As long as both parties are consenting, then like who are we to tell other people what to do?
Someone's free will made this, Donna. Someone's free will made this.
Multiple people's free will made
There's
this.
multiple people involved in this project instead of just voicing it?
Oh yeah, it's
oh
team, yeah.
Lord, this is so much worse than I thought!
How do you think they made so many MS Paint drawings?
Because it's from 2022! They had years!
Well, yeah, an entire team made. Yeah, there's like multiple episodes, so like, yeah, they had like an entire team of
I thought
people
this was 9
making
over
like
like
these.
3 years.
No.
Oh dear lord.
Not at all. There's a Patreon for it. People pay to watch
There's
this.
Patreon for this?
Yeah, of course.
And their hard-earned paycheck goes into this.
Yeah.
They spent like 8 hours a day, 5 days a week slaving away.
I don't know the specifics. I'm not involved, but like there was a team. There were like deadlines and stuff. So yeah. Friends were recruited. I not like my friends, but like their friends were like recruited into this to kind of get like voices and stuff.
So you're saying someone was paid for this? Not just one someone, many someones.
Oh yeah.
Were paid to produce this.
Yeah. It's peak.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say this is a valley, you know?
I'm gonna have to just agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
So are you done with the first episode yet?
No, not click and play again.
Why not?
Mainly because the screen I'm looking at right now.
Hang on, let me pull up. Let me pull up in your stream. Hang on, let me see what you're looking at. It's like I cannot think of a reason why you would not want to press play.
I mean, they just mentioned smoking crack in the bathroom.
Okay, but like, they're only a minor side character.
They're missing an arm, but they have an arm, Thana.
Yeah, it was made in MS Paint. These things happen. It's a stylistic choice.
It's a stylistic choice. Is that what
it's a stylistic choice?
Is that the is that the cope?
I mean, it's not cope. It's literally the facts. I think you should press play. I mean, you only have like a few more minutes of the episode left. Like, and there's also the ending credits, and the ending credits have like really banger songs. So yeah, you should definitely check that out. Yeah. See, I see the face you're making. I see that you're like not like I see that you're not like jazzed with the idea, but I think you should definitely stick with it. I think by the end of the episode, you're going to be pleasantly surprised, and I think you're going to enjoy it. Hey, press play! Yay!
Glad you made it, Poindexter. I thought you would get so scared.
What you looking at there? What's in that bottle? In that bottle, Aces?
The last thing I do.
What you got there? Oh, is that soju? I don't drink. How is soju? I heard it's like dangerous because it tastes really good.
Makes the day bearable.
Right. Yeah, the magical girl transformation. Yeah.
Like that matters. I'm gonna wipe the floor with.
Yeah.
Having the perfect
Punched him into the sun.
Year.
Wow. I guess you were
Listen,
stronger
she's
than I
going to have
thought.
that perfect school year.
What do you think, Chase?
Ooh, and we got, and the plot
Huh?
thickens. The plot
Oh, sorry.
thickens. There's people. It's not the soju. It's not the soju. I promise. That is actually what you're seeing. Yeah, that's not the soju. See, you're enjoying yourself. I can tell you're enjoying yourself. You thought that was funny. You thought that was funny. I can tell. You don't want to admit it. You don't want to admit it, but you thought it was funny. You're enjoying it.
This is what Stockholm syndrome is. This is what you're attempting to do to me.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been to Stockholm.
Paying attention.
Yeah, the ending music.
I know that song. I know that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was. Are those character sheets
So you gonna watch episode 2?
No, not at all.
Why not?
No, you know, typically when you drive past a car crash, you don't try to hop in the ambulance to see what's going on. That's what's going on here. I drove past the car crash. I've seen it. I'm good. We're you know, I don't need to see the body. I've seen the car crash. It's bad. You know?
I think you're just looking at it the wrong way.
Yeah. The problem is I'm looking. It's a miracle I haven't lost my eyesight.
I mean, really, every day is a miracle when you really think about it.
Not the day that this was created. Not the. That was the day. That was the day the devil descended.
I think this was a pretty good day.
The rupture happened on October 12th, 2022.
Oh, hey, it's almost October.
That was
maybe for the anniversary of this, you should watch episode 2.
Not a chance. I would rather go fully back into Destiny 2.
I mean, I don't like Destiny 2 either. I'm not big on Destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the submission, Thana.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was.
If you ever want like any more submissions, like I've got like the rest of Sparkle on Raven. I've got like a couple other videos I could send your way.
Yeah, no, that's great. I'll listen to them.
What's wrong?
Nothing. We're fine. We're good. Everything's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, I just wouldn't want you to miss out on really good content. So
Oh yeah,
I'll be sure to.
Yep.
I'll. No, actually, let me find some submissions right now.
I would, you're streaming right now. I wouldn't want to bother you with you doing that. No, it's
fine.
I'd rather not like
fine.
you. It feels like you have to go out of your way to do that for me. You don't have to.
No, come on.
No, it's I've got an entire list of reacts already to go through. I wouldn't want to make you wait again. You waited for a few months for me to do this one, so I wouldn't want to
No,
I feel
am
like
more than willing to wait. I understand you have like a lot on
it's
your
okay.
plate.
It's fine.
You got school and stuff.
I don't even know if we're gonna do another react stream. Maybe I don't end up doing another
like your
one.
own time.
I don't know about that, but
Maybe we can have like a Team 2 day where we like share like videos and stuff. That'd be pretty fun.
we would have to host movie night
Yeah, I'll
first.
bring it up into the Discord at some point.
You don't have to.
I'll
You
just
don't.
kinda,
I feel like that's putting too much on your shoulder. I'll think. When everyone's less busy, I might bring it up then because we all the plans that we're trying to do. Like Blissey's got her things going on.
Right. Yeah.
Boudreaux has his things. He's always editing and getting tortured at a university or something.
Oh yeah.
We'll bring it up. We'll bring it up later when it's like everything's
Let me get that video suggestion for you. Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just 1 second. Just 1 second. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, where is your Discord? Here's the Chipmunk Discord. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you're right. Media. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
We might end up making a new one. So if I might accidentally, there might be a submission one later.
Don't worry, I can. Yeah, I can find it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll find it. I'll find it.
You don't need to. I'll let you know when we do it.
I'll find it.
I'll
Don't
let
worry.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'll keep my eyes out.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll let you get back to streaming.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to take up more of your time.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Enjoy the dinosaur game.
Spectrobes.
Yeah, Rectrobes. Spectrobes.
Yeah, Spectrobes.
Yeah, that's what I said.
All right, bye.
Bye. Oh no, that's actually a good submission. The next one she put in, that was a good submission. I know that because I've watched the entire series. Okay. Let us
We have fun here.
She is diabolical. Okay. Nintendo Direct! Let's get to the Nintendo Direct! Yay! I actually have no clue what's in this Direct. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I have been avoiding all spoilers for it to the best of my abilities, despite the fact that I work at a video game store. So, I think I've done pretty good. This is the original. Is this for the remake that they're doing for Galaxy? Also, this copyright's gonna be brutal. Yeah, I think the copyright's gonna be brutal. Oh, Shigeru Miyamoto!
With the Super Mario Brothers 40th anniversary.
Oh, that's why they were doing that. 40th.
Marks 40 years since the launch of Super Mario Brothers in Japan.
Wow, actually, that's crazy.
So many people have played.
It feels a lot older, but maybe that's just because it's always been around me, and I feel old.
Games have been supported by evolutions in digital technology and gaming consoles. Additionally, Mario has taken on many different designs in the artwork. At the Nintendo Museum, which opened in Kyoto last year, we've created an art gallery that displays character illustrations drawn during the development of different games. There are also
That's actually really cool.
pixel art from the Mario series. Also, from now through next September, the ticket for admission will change to the design shown here. And starting this December, we're planning a 40th anniversary light display. You'll still need a reservation to enter the museum, but we hope those visiting will check it out. On top of that, earlier in May, following Japan and Hollywood, we opened the third Super Nintendo World theme park.
Oh, in Orlando.
Universal Epic Universe in Orlando, Florida.
I've been to the Japanese one. Japanese one's
Experience
amazing.
The world of Super Mario in real life. Next is more news about Kyoto. We'll be supporting the Kyoto Marathon, which will take place next February. Since its inception in 1985, the Super Mario series has been running for 40 years, thanks to everyone's support. But this
you got to think that's crazy. Going from what was it? Like this early 2000s. Mods ban that man.
Running for 40 years.
Like these are all games within like a 20-year time span. Not even 40. We're talking like a 20-year time span.
Support. But this time, Mario himself will be cheering on the runners. This is the race bib that the runners will wear.
Oh, that's cool.
Which has the Nintendo logo on it. We'll be supporting in other ways as well. If you're interested in marathons, why not take the opportunity to run through Kyoto?
Oh, ad break. I will pause React. I will pause the React, Andy. For 3 minutes. Editing spy. Pause the video. Alrighty. We're gonna have to ban certain people though from submitting. I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna say who. I know that was funny. Yeah, once ad break is over, we'll get back into it. Because we have quite a few videos, if I remember correctly. We have like a good like few hours of content. It's really only been 2 weeks since the Nintendo Direct. I don't know why, but I thought it'd been like a month. I'm actually kind of excited to watch this one. Especially because I quite enjoy Tyler, the creator, as an artist. This video doesn't really... This one's going to be a fun one, but it doesn't really apply to me because I'm not playing another Souls-like, really. One unavailable video. Spy, could you figure out what that unavailable video is? Because I wonder if it's just region locked. Hold up. I'm pretty sure you sent me a screenshot of it a while back. Oh, it is. There is one that's hidden, and I don't know why. Yeah, we'll have to see what's going on with that one. Because I genuinely don't know why that video is hidden. Hold up. I'm going to black screen you guys for a second. I'm going to see why it's unavailable. Oh. Yeah, because the original video that he had added in there had over 500,000 views, and the re-upload of it has only 57K, and it was re-uploaded 9 days ago. Okay. I will keep that one on the side, just in case. I know the order now. So we'll go back into this. And the ads are over, so...
Coming next
back to Nintendo Direct, let's go!
Take a look at this.
Holy shit, Nintendo Direct's an hour? Jesus. I've kind of forgot how long they were. Oh, is this the announcement of the second Mario movie? I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it was a good one-off. I don't know if it's going to make a great series. Questionable. Questionable. I will say that. Oh, it's specifically based off of Mario Galaxy. Interesting. That means we get the better, the best princess in the games.
The name of the new movie that Nintendo and Illumination are producing together is the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
April 2026. Okay, so I might watch it. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how I feel.
Will be the main event of the Super Mario Brothers 40th anniversary. Let's also hear some remarks from the movie's co-producer Chris-san from Illumination. Chris-san.
Thank you, Miyamoto-san. As we celebrate Mario's 40th anniversary, it's an opportunity to reflect on the 4 decades of creativity, imagination, and adventure that Mario has brought to life for fans across generations and around the world. From its groundbreaking world building to its iconic characters and unforgettable music, the Super Mario Brothers have left a lasting impact on the very fabric of our culture. All of us at Illumination feel so fortunate to continue our collaboration with Nintendo as we expand the life of Mario in movies. And while the Super Mario Galaxy games are the core inspiration for our story, this next film holds surprises for fans of every Mario era. Our directors, Michael Jelinek and Aaron Horvath, along with the extraordinary team of artists at our studio in Paris, are very busy working to deliver a film that aspires to earn its place in the history we're here to celebrate. Brian Tyler is also returning to compose a score that blends together musical themes from Mario's incredible game heritage. And we're also
I don't know, they kind of did some of the audio dirty.
Chris Pratt
Okay,
as
yeah.
Mario.
Not incredibly
Anya
shocking.
Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach.
Oh, is she the...
Charlie Day as Luigi. Jack Black as Bowser.
Okay, so Bowser's coming back already.
Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. And Kevin-Michael Richardson as Kamek. And as we continue to make...
That's an interesting cast, I will say that. Like, not people I would, like... None of them are watching. Watching this. I mean, D&D is stressful. Trying to juggle 3 things at once.
Movie. We look forward to sharing more with you in the future. And until then, thank you, and back to you, Miyamoto-san.
Thank you, Chris-san. I'm also involved in the production every day, and I'm enjoying it. It's a movie worthy of the 40th anniversary. Please wait a little longer for its release. While you're waiting, I have something I'd like to show you. Please take a look at this.
Alrighty. Can I get into the game? Ooh, games now. What are you doing for the 40th? What is the big thing for the 40th anniversary? Oh, yeah, this is the Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. I had some people telling me that it was another All-Stars. Can I just say, Galaxy was amazing. Galaxy was genuinely a good game. But I wonder how the star mechanic is going to work in Galaxy on the Switch. That is something that's going to confuse me. Honestly, you want to hear some real shit? The only reason that they're bringing back Galaxy is because they're making that movie. That's it. Mario game, the last one. Yeah, no, I can't get too hyped for it because it's a game I own, and it's a game I can always just, like, I can go grab my Wii. It's in a box. Like, I know exactly where it is. I can open that up, boot it on if I wanted to. So it's like, eh. It would have been cool if it got, like, a graphical remaster, but they weren't going to do that. I will say, the soundtracks, though, in Galaxy are some of the best. Like, just genuinely phenomenal. Digital versions will also be available on the eShop. Wait, what did that fucking say? Oh, I thought that was the price in the bottom right. Well, I already know the price. It's $99
It's the
Canadian.
games that share the movie's title. Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2. Okay, I'll turn it over to the original director for Super Mario Galaxy, Koizumi-san.
Hi. Hey, hello everyone. I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi.
Alrighty.
From here, I'll introduce the games that will be released as part of the Super Mario Bros. 40th anniversary.
Oh!
First, the two games you just saw were developed around the idea of what Mario's adventures would be like in space. The planets have gravity, and seeing Mario not fall off of them while upside down with...
They want to milk Galaxy so much. Just make a Galaxy-like game. Don't call it Galaxy, but just... Honestly, they could have made Super Mario Galaxy 3. They genuinely could have done that. Just called it Super Mario Galaxy 3. And I wouldn't have batted an eye. I would have been like, yeah, cool. Still would have been happy.
Very impressive, even as a developer. The second game also returns 15 years after its original release on Wii.
15? The fuck you mean?
It's now in both games, and we've also added new pages.
What the fuck?
We hope you're looking forward to that as well. In addition, the storybook will be available as a real-life product.
That's actually, now that's cool.
The new pages I mentioned won't be included, but more details, including the release timing, will be available on the My Nintendo Store website.
That's actually really dope.
So please check that out. Super Mario Galaxy plus Super Mario Galaxy 2 will launch on Nintendo Switch, but you can play these games on Nintendo Switch too. Many other Mario titles are also available on Nintendo Switch, so if there's one you haven't played yet, why not take the opportunity to try it?
It's a cute little plug for it.
Okay, let's introduce some other Mario games coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Alrighty, give me something good. Give me the return of Mario 64. No way, they're not. Oh, it's tennis. I thought it was Strikers. I was like, they're not making another Strikers game. No, never mind. I don't really care. I don't really care about Mario Tennis. I'm gonna be honest.
Use top spins.
slices, lobs, and other
Tennis is big. I understand it's big. I just don't really care for it. I always like Mario Strikers more.
And use other fancy footwork with new defensive maneuvers.
Like, my big thing was Mario Strikers. I thought that was crazy.
Swing into action with new equipment called Fever Rackets. Keep a rally going to build up your fever gauge. Then unleash a fever shot. Freeze the court with the Ice Racket. Summon mushrooms that shrink your opponents using the Mini Mushroom Racket. Or duplicate yourself with the Shadow Racket. There are 30 Fever Rackets, each with their own abilities.
Interesting. I still don't care about tennis. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, if they could bring back the baseball game, I would also be happy.
A talking flower provides riveting commentary in tournament mode. Aim for the top by completing different objectives in the Trial Towers
Chain
mode.
Chomp.
Play matches with unexpected rules in Mix It Up mode. Even some where you'll experience wonder effects.
Yo, are you getting on the ranked tennis ladder?
Casual play with customizable rules in Online Room. Or go for glory in ranked matches. You can even gently swing your Joy-Con 2 controller like a racket for a more authentic experience in swing mode. Plus, after encountering monsters on a remote island, Mario and friends are transformed into babies.
You had me and then you lost me. You had me in the first half and then you lost me.
With their tennis skills gone, the babies will need to learn how to play and defeat the monsters to return to normal. Mario Tennis Fever launches on Nintendo Switch 2 February 12th.
I'll pass. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't. It doesn't shock me that I haven't heard any pre-orders for it.
It features familiar tennis gameplay, but unique to this latest entry are fever shots, which change depending on your racket.
Yo, just bring me back my the baseball one. I just want the baseball one back.
Please take a look at this.
I don't think it's that much to ask for. It was a banger. This is another Wonder. It's probably Wonder 2. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it's just the Switch 2 version.
Player mayhem is coming to the Flower Kingdom in
Nah.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Plus meet up in Bella Bell
What's the
Park.
Meta Knight? I don't know.
A large plaza has been discovered in the Flower Kingdom, Bella Bell Park. Here, you can enjoy a variety of attractions that let you team up with or work against friends and family.
I never played Wonder, so I don't really care. And I wasn't particularly interested in it from its gameplay.
The most coins to win. Collect coins as you make your way through the course. And don't miss your chance to get rich.
Whoever has the most lives at the end wins.
Use items to duke it out.
Yeah. I don't know.
Dodge attacks and try to survive.
Whoever's it at the end loses.
Run and hide in tag. If you're tagged, you're it. And the other players get to transform and hide.
Work together to relay.
Pass the bob-omb to each other so it doesn't explode before you reach the goal.
Work together to get to the goal.
Place donut blocks while your friends run across them.
Jump to the beat.
Yeah, like I genuinely can't get excited for this. Because I kind of don't care for Mario Wonder.
Other attractions to enjoy. Grab your friends and family for multiplayer fun in Bella Bell Park.
Yeah. Maybe it's because I never played Wonder, but it just it never screamed to me.
Other new content as well. Look forward to more on that in the future. Super
Super Mario Brothers Wonder,
I don't know.
Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus
Eh.
Meet Up at Bella Bell Park, launches on Nintendo Switch 2 next spring.
This, yeah, it's hogwash.
So long! Super Mario Bros. Wonder is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. As its name implies, Meet Up in Bella Bell Park adds more multiplayer options to enjoy. It also adds other new content, so stay tuned for more details in the future. About these chatty characters.
Was it something I said?
The talking flowers. We actually made them.
We kind of look alike, huh?
Oh, really? Sometimes they'll talk on their own, just like that. These talking flowers can make everyday life a little more fun.
No.
They're planned
Why
for
would I?
release next spring.
Spy!
Okay.
They're gonna put a restraining order on you.
Super Mario Brothers 40th
This is why you're not allowed in
anniversary
Walmart.
presentation.
Oh, Yoshi game?
On the island where Yoshi and his friends live,
Is this a remake of Yoshi's Island?
a talking book named Mr. E suddenly falls from the sky. It looks like the book has information within its pages about unusual creatures. But it can't actually see what's written down. So Yoshi jumps in to help investigate.
Oh, it is another Yoshi's
First, let's
Island
study this
type game.
flower-like creature. We found it right
Sorry,
away.
Target, not Walmart.
It tastes kind of sweet. You can carry this creature on your back. Touch flower buds with it, and they'll bloom. As you wander through the book, you'll make all sorts of discoveries about the creatures you find. And those discoveries will be written down. Hey, we found some dandelions. Touch them, and they'll scatter in the air.
It's okay, I don't know.
Creature is stuck.
Wait, it's a Thunder Raid! Hello, Raiders. You guys probably heard me a little bit earlier. Hi, I'm Familiar Aces. I'm a VTuber and an IRL streamer. It's a pleasure to meet you today. Yeah, we're gonna be reacting to more of this content. I've got a lot of videos to get through. And, yeah. I'm just making my way through the Nintendo Direct right now. Nothing really, like, screams to me. Like Mario Tennis, eh. Yoshi's Island, eh. Super Mario Wonder, eh. It just honestly feels like a lot of remakes. So I'm just kind of like, I don't really care.
It seems like the dandelions can absorb nutrients. Oh, they can even cause rocks to crack. Thanks to them, we were able to break the rock. It looks like there are still lots of unusual creatures.
And then, you know, watch more. Well, you know, I don't know. I gotta make sure everyone gets at least a video in. That's gonna be like a lot of hours. Maybe next time. 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 Yeah.
Residing within the book.
Yeah.
A page-turning adventure awaits.
Like, this seems...
Yoshi and the Mysterious Book launches on Nintendo Switch 2 next spring.
I'm good, personally. If I had kids, I might get it.
Yoshi is on the way.
But, like, I don't got kids.
The game takes place within a mysterious book. You'll make discoveries and encounter all sorts of things as you're exploring. Please stay tuned for future updates.
I mean, we don't need to, you know. Let's not spam anyone. My editor goes through those recommendations
In addition
for me.
to the games coming in the future, the new movie releases next spring. We hope you enjoy all sorts of adventures with Mario. Okay, we'll now begin our usual Nintendo Direct. First, we'll introduce games launching on Nintendo Switch.
Okay. Yeah.
It's time to storm into Cryptica. The mesmerizing world of Cryptica awaits in this 2D side-scrolling roguelike adventure. Fight
Well, it's
your way
roguelike.
through this 80s anime-inspired realm solo or with a friend in couch co-op, where every battle is twice as chaotic and twice as thrilling. Hone your swift swordplay against a variety of foes, uncover a wide array of unique melee and ranged weapons, and glide through ever-shifting biomes with graceful, acrobatic moves. With the help of magical creatures called Stormhearts, you'll gain permanent upgrades to boost your abilities and help you on your next run. And in couch co-op mode, you can experiment with ability upgrades by combining and sharing power-ups for different playstyles. Stormlancers launches exclusively on the Nintendo Switch system later today.
Oh, it launched that day. Oh, that's hilarious.
The wilderness is calling.
Oh, this is another, like...
Transform a wild island inspired by the Australian outback. In this charming survival life sim, there are plenty
is
of
this
ways
just
to make
Dinkdom
this
releasing on
wilderness your
Switch?
home. Plant crops, catch fish, gather resources, and plenty more.
Is that what this
Let
is?
your guard down while exploring. Wild creatures may attack, so use your tools, weapons, and wits to make it out in one piece. As you progress, you can turn
This just
rugged
feels like
island
Animal
into a
Crossing
bustling town.
Australia.
Visit shops, enjoy festivals, and talk with visitors. Some of them
That's
might
what
even
this
decide
feels
to live
like.
here. Plus, up to 4 friends can build and explore together in local or online co-op. Dinkum launches as a timed console exclusive on the Nintendo Switch system November 5th. Pre-orders and a demo will be available later today on Nintendo eShop. Embark on a colorful adventure. Save a mysterious planet in the platforming adventure Popucom. Team up locally or online in this multiplayer-only game. On this planet, color is key. Attack enemies with the same color to defeat them. Each adventurer can only fire 2 colors, so you'll need to swap between them during battle. Timing is critical too. Work together to fire colors at the right time to
This feels
overcome
like
obstacles. You can also use items like shields to block lasers or drones to create platforms.
This is like giving me like a
Powerful
Tetris. There's a game that's like Tetris. Oh no, this is reminding me of that
Additionally, in
fucking one PopCap game with the frog.
take on a variety of challenges together. A colorful co-op adventure awaits in Popucom, launching on Nintendo Switch this holiday.
There's nothing that screams to me in this.
Here,
Is this
on
Animal
this
Crossing,
small
but
island
for me
floating in the sea, are me characters, each living their own carefree lives.
Yeah, it is.
When is the game coming out?
Let's take a look at what's happening in the Tomodachi Life Living the Dream game.
Yeah. Lots of Animal Crossing like games.
You're in charge of
Oh
this
dear
island.
lord.
You can create me characters of any.
What the fuck is that?
You're in charge of this island. You can create me characters of anyone you'd like living here. Base them on a friend, a family member,
This is a fever. This is what you call a night terror.
even yourself. Once you've chosen their personality and voice,
My name is Anne.
your me is good to go.
I can't wait to start living here.
What the
me characters
fuck
you
is
create
this?
will enjoy their island life however they see fit. Wonder what's up.
I'm so hungry.
Food for thought.
Yum.
Enjoy. Looks like that hit the spot. This me looks bored all by their lo-
Yo, like, there's no one playing these, like, making these games, like, play through them and go, like, Oh dear lord, what have we made?
Lonesome. Someone needs a pick-me-up.
Leave a sharp with a Grampy. Oh, blap.
They really hit it off, all thanks to this meetup.
I don't like this. Oh my lord!
This is just a small slice of the life here on the island. Stay tuned for more information in the future.
We interrupt to bring you some breaking news.
Look at that fucking schnoz on him.
This just in. Following previous reports of a 2026 release date, we can now confirm that Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, launches next spring. More on this story as it develops.
No.
There was breaking news in that trailer. Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream will launch next spring. Please wait a little longer for this new dream life. Next up are games heading to Nintendo Switch 2, including some games that will also be available on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, let's get into this. Let's Jesus.
Dash, slash, and clash in these games. Get over here and choose your fighter in this totally collection of Mortal Kombat.
What the fucking what the what?
Combat Classics. This compilation features multiple classic games from the 90s and early 2000s, including arcade, console, and handheld versions.
Wow. Wow, that
Friendship matters. So fight your pals locally or take.
I did not expect a fucking Mortal Kombat game to be on a Nintendo Direct. I'm just gonna say that right now. That was not on my bingo card.
The in-game tournament global added support for online play. Want a break from combat? Dive into an interactive documentary that includes concept art, archival footage, and exclusive interviews with the original creators. Prepare to test your might when Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection launches digitally on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch October 30th, and physically December 12th.
Let's finish this.
Experience the first game in the Final Fantasy VII Remake Trilogy. Step into the
I'm not gonna lie, I still haven't played another Final Fantasy aside from 14. And I'm not interested in playing these ones.
The legendary hero
I'm sorry, if I was gonna play a Final Fantasy, I'd play, like, I don't know, the original. I want a turn-based. I don't want this weird sort of turn-based mix.
Sephiroth, who supposedly died on a past mission, suddenly appears. The fate of the planet is now in your hands. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade launches on the Nintendo Switch 2 system January 22nd. Save the world from malicious machines in this action roguelite adventure. Battle foes to rescue robot allies. Collect resources.
There are a lot of good ones. Yeah, I just, like, a lot of the new ones have this weird sort of, like, real-time combat that I don't want.
You can also catch fish, harvest crops, and craft
God,
items between missions.
that one, that actually, like, caught something in the back of my throat.
Mouse controls are also supported on Nintendo Switch 2. Linked Banner of the Spark launches on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
I do as well, especially for games like that. Oh, this is Hades.
Well, daughter of Hades, princess of the underworld.
Is this just Hades 2 launching on the Switch?
But
At this point, it just feels like Nintendo is playing catch-up with all the games that are already released. And I'm kind of about it. I don't think this deserves its own Nintendo Direct. No offense, I get it, Hades is a good game. But I don't think Hades deserves to be in the Nintendo Direct when it's already been released on so many other platforms for so much longer. Yeah, but women. But yeah, I want to see new games, not games that are already released.
You know me, Headmistress. I'll do both. Death to Kronos.
Huh?
Prepare to battle beyond the underworld of Greek myth in Hades 2. Play as the princess of the underworld to take on the sinister titan of time. Wield powerful weapons of night, the Sister Blades, the Moonstone Axe, the Witch's Staff, and more.
That's like 80% of a Nintendo Direct is stuff that's already... That's just like, tell me about new games.
The gods of Olympus will grant you new skills and abilities. Mix and match to find the most powerful combinations.
Like...
Each time you set out, you'll be faced with different choices. And you'll keep growing stronger and unlocking new upgrades. Discover new secrets and unravel the story. On Nintendo Switch 2, experience the action in up to 100.
Yeah, like to me, I feel like a Direct should be like.
First for consoles on Nintendo Switch 2.
I honestly, I wanted to watch the Direct because I heard there was a lot of really cool new games.
New amiibo figures right in.
But it's apparent that they meant new games for the Switch.
And 2 new amiibo are also on the way. Tap them to summon figure players that you can train. Your figure players will level up as they compete.
This sounds like Mario Kart.
Proficiency level will also increase.
Or Smash, sorry.
Plus, with the amiibo, you can swap riders. Just like in the game, you can choose your rider and machine. Levels are also transferred over. These 2 new amiibo will be available November 20th, the same day as the game's launch.
Okay.
Be on the lookout for even more Kirby Air Riders amiibo updates in the future.
Yeah.
And
like, if I could get some news about, like, ZA, I think that'd be cool. I think I'd be satisfied with this. But, like, so far for me, this Direct is like a 4 out of 10. Interesting. Is this Warriors 2? This looks like Hyrule Warrior 2. Age of Imprisonment.
After traveling back in time, Princess Zelda meets the first king of Hyrule, Rauru, and the queen, Sonia.
I feel like this is huge
She joins
spoilers.
them to take on Demon King Ganondorf in a conflict that will come to be known as the Imprisoning War. Take on hordes of enemies as you fight alongside your allies. Like this brave Korok.
They ran out of characters for this game.
Your allies' abilities, so you know which character to swap to in any situation.
They've made all new... So they're going to elaborate on those characters that we saw at the very end of the game.
To counter your enemies and alter the flow of battle. Pair up with nearby allies to unleash mighty sync strikes. Depending on the pair, sync strikes can deal high damage or have a variety of other effects. Invite a friend to fight alongside you in split-screen co-op.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never been a fan of these types of games. I haven't played them. But, like, again, I've always been more of a turn-based, more of a shooter, more of, like, a first-person everything. But, like, it looks cool.
Truths that were only glimpsed in The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay, so it does mention that we are getting more of the lore, which is cool.
Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment launches on Nintendo Switch 2 November 6th.
Okay, so this is a new one.
Later today on Nintendo eShop.
Interesting. That's cool.
Right, that's enough for one day. Time for me to head back to the castle. And remember, not a word about this place to anyone. There's more to the world than this island, and we're going to prove it. Okay, 1, 2, 3!
Okay, this has my interest. This has piqued my interest. Dragon Quest.
It all began with a spark of curiosity. Guided by a mysterious tablet, a group of young heroes embark on a journey to reclaim a lost world. As they venture into the unknown, they'll encounter mighty foes and a myriad of twists and trials. What awaits them beyond it all?
I'm 50-50 on it, because I don't know if I like the chibi look of the Dragon Age characters.
Dragon Quest VII Reimagined.
Is that what they all look like from Dragon Age 7? I thought they looked really nice.
World, here we come.
Reimagined, though.
That was Dragon Quest VII Reimagined.
Huh.
We hope you're looking forward to the journey ahead in this reimagined world. Now, we'd like to announce 2 things.
I'd like that's actually pause. That's another series that I'd like to start exploring. Was the Dragon Age like games. Because that's another turn-based game that has stayed decently turn-based from what I remember, where you had the option, which I thought was crazy cool, to do live combat, or if you wanted to do turn-based, which I thought was really cool.
Here's some news about the Nintendo Today smart device app. The app continues to deliver all sorts of information about Nintendo games and characters on a daily basis.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And we're adding a new Kirby theme. We're also delivering information regularly about Kirby Air Riders leading up to the game's release. So please check that out.
That's a cute little thing.
Secondly, we have news about Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack.
Oh no.
Please take a look at this.
Price raise.
Coming to Nintendo Classics, Virtual Boy. You'll be able to enjoy a collection of Virtual Boy games in stereoscopic 3D while playing on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch. In order to play, you'll need this dedicated accessory. This recreates the form of the original Virtual Boy hardware by inserting a console to play. Both Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch are supported. Play Mario's Tennis, Galactic Pinball, Telero Boxer.
This is like 100. You're only buying this. Pause. You're only buying this as if you want the Nostalgia Blast. You're not buying this for any other reason. You are getting like no games, and that thing is like $100. I guarantee you.
To be released over time. Virtual Boy Nintendo Classics is scheduled to launch February 17th.
No. There's no way people are dumping that much money into
Dedicated
this.
accessory needed to play Virtual Boy Nintendo Classics will be available in the future. A cardboard model of the accessory will also be available.
Ooh. We hope you're looking forward to Virtual Boy Nintendo Classics. Okay, let's see some more headlines.
Come on, give me something I can sink my teeth into.
The Crimson Butterfly soars again. Minakami Village, a place
Is
said
this
to have
F?
vanished from the map. But when
No,
twin
this
sisters,
is a different
Mio
game.
and Mayu, find themselves lost and wander into the village, they encounter the unthinkable.
Horror game.
The victims of a past tragedy. Now, Mio must use the camera obscura, a device that can pacify the unsettled ghosts and find a way home. But as she delves deeper into the mystery,
Don't let go of my hand.
Mayu's sanity slips away. Where will the Crimson Butterfly lead them? Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake launches on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
It's a remake, so this is already a game, but this does seem interesting. Horror style.
With the Nintendo Switch 2 editions of these games.
Oh?
In the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, you'll face off against more on-screen enemies than ever before as you aim to become King of the Pirates.
Translation. Our original console couldn't handle this game with that many units, so now on this new console, we're upping it.
Enjoy camera play and more in Overcooked 2, Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Serve up dishes and reactions while you cook together. Mouse controls are cropping up in the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Stardew Valley.
Okay, that makes
Plus,
sense.
up to 4 friends locally can play in split-screen
That's
multiplayer.
interesting.
And with Game Share, up to 4 players can play together if one person has the game. 5 new levels, including Candyland and Museum, are dropping in with Human
I still
Fall
want to
Flat
play this with people. I still want to play Human Fall Flat with somebody.
with mouse controls.
I want to get a group together and just
Way to wobble.
absolute fucking chaos.
Craving more to clean? Power Wash Simulator makes its triumphant return with a shiny new entry in the relaxing Clean 'em Up series.
I've heard a lot of people talking about this, especially in like certain Discord servers, and I don't get all the hype. Is it just satisfying to clean?
Clean scenes. Make use of new tools and supplies, including enhanced soap, a surface cleaner, additional power washers, and rigging equipment for those hard-to-reach places. Wash your way through a fresh campaign as you explore even more of Muckingham. Then venture into new, grimy locations, including Detergent Toe and Lubra City. After a hard day's work, take some time to unwind in your home base and spruce up the place with furniture and accessories you've collected. And for the first time, up to 4 players can make progress in the campaign together in online co-op. Or split the work between 2 players with local split screen. Very satisfying indeed. Sit back, relax, and clean to your heart's content when Power Wash Simulator 2 launches on the Nintendo Switch 2 system this fall. The fruit matching phenomenon returns.
Oh no. Oh no.
Sweet
Kid Game.
is back and rounder than ever. This time, the fruit falls toward the center of a circle, and you can drop it from any angle. It's 360 degrees of fruit dropping fun. If you combine fruits a certain number of times, it's Super Evolution time. When this is active, you can earn bonus points based on the number of fruits you merge. Plus, with the Nintendo Switch 2 version, you can play with others locally via Game Share. This allows you and up to
This is
3
another
players to
recipe
drop
for
and merge
disaster.
fruit together in co-op. Rotate, aim, and go for the watermelon when Suika Game Planet launches on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch this winter.
Ooh. What is this? Okay, any hints from anything? What do I want to guess? Oh, this is the Metroid game that I've heard about. I have a bunch of people pre-ordering the figures that are coming out with this. Because Samus has a motorbike. You don't know Fatal Frame? No, I don't know Fatal Frame. See, now that's kind of dope. That's dope. Okay, okay, Nintendo, you piqued my interest. Now this does look kind of dope. I see why there was quite a few people pre-ordering it from my store. Okay, December 4th. Okay, okay.
Yeah, these were the amiibos that I had everybody trying to get that, same as with the bike one. Whew.
Was this another... This is a Donkey Kong.
This is where you're from, DK? This island is beautiful.
What is this?
DLC is
Oh,
smashing its way
never
into
mind.
Donkey Kong Bonanza. This new edition lets you barrel around DK Island, the home of some familiar faces. And if you finish the main game story, Void Kong will offer you a position in the ranks of the Void Company.
What do you think?
Your mission? Collect as much shiny green ore as you can in Emerald Rush. Meet your emerald quota within the time limit to clear each round. The key to amassing emeralds is collecting fossils to gain perks. Collect a fossil and you'll get
I don't
to
know
pick
if this
from
is
3
like...
random ones.
I don't know, because I also technically haven't even bought Bonanza because I didn't like the price. It's probably an amazing game. I just don't want to drop $100 on Bonanza.
All sorts to choose from. Gain and stack perks, then collect oodles of emeralds. You can also smash Bonandium gems to gain random skills that power up Donkey Kong during your run. Your perks and skills reset after each run.
Oh, okay, so it's effectively an infinite run.
Fossil and Bonandium gem locations stay the same. Refine your winning strategy with each go. When a run ends, you'll earn in-game rewards based on how well you did. Playing can net you new fashions and statues to display on DK Island. Plus, you'll get to play Emerald Rush on more layers.
Okay.
Take
That's
on the
more
challenge
interesting.
to earn that promotion. The Donkey Kong Bonanza, DK Island, and
How much
Emerald
was the
Rush
DLC though?
launches on Nintendo Switch 2 later today. Plus, a free demo of the main game will also be available
I
on
would have
Nintendo
used that.
eShop later today.
Oh well.
Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Instead, I've been playing Fire Emblem.
DLC called DK Island and Emerald Rush. Please look forward to collecting lots of emeralds in Emerald Rush and exploring this modern take on DK Island. Next, please take a look at this.
Come on, give me. Now you got my attention. By this art style, I want to say Pokemon Sleep. What are you?
This land is just waiting to be shaped by a Ditto that looks like a human? And what's that in the grass? Oh, that's Bulbasaur, a grass-type Pokemon. What's this? Looks like Ditto's got an idea. By learning this move, you can make grass grow. Squirtle's water gun will keep it all healthy. As nature flourishes, so do the Pokemon. Collect rocks and wood to build with. Till the fields and grow delicious crops.
Yo, there's so many of these Animal Crossing like games. What the fuck?
There's so much to do here. No need to rush though. Go at your own pace. And you'll have a wonderful space before you know it. Pokemon Pokopia.
A brand new Pokemon game is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. We hope you're looking forward to Pokemon Pokopia, where a Ditto with a human appearance builds a new life with other Pokemon. Next, we have information about another Pokemon.
That you don't like Sparkle on Raven and they want to know what's wrong with you? I want to know what's wrong with them. I'm the normal one.
Game, which launches very soon.
Okay, there we go. Here's some good shit. Give me some information. Okay, I need to look for information. Cataclaw. Okay, so the Mega Meteor appears to be a bar in the bottom right. I'm trying to keep out for, like, Mega Evolutions and shit. That's Absol, we already have that. Yo! Oh! Oh? Yo, that is is so fucking... Yo, look at Halucha! Mega Ampharos. All the Megas that we've previously seen. Zygarde, cool. So he becomes like a Viking with the spear. Oh, I want to say that because of the beard, but that might not be accurate. She is literally surfing on the broom. That's dope. Kind of looks like Ash Greninja. And I kind of fuck with it. I still think that's a stupid ass looking Mega. I don't like the Dragonite one. Like, the Victory Bell one has grown on me, but the other one has not. I like that.
It appears that new Mega Evolved Pokemon have been discovered in Lumio City, where people and Pokemon live. Pokemon Legends ZA launches October 16th. We have one more Pokemon trailer. Please take a look.
Another one? Is this Champions? They said if 9 out of 10 like the show that one person, then who's really the weird one? I would like to remind you that there is like 70k people that have seen this. If it's the weirdos that are liking something, that doesn't make it less weird. That's like if all the people who get together, who like feet, get together and they're sitting there and they're like, you know, we like feet. And they're like, well, this is the normal thing, liking feet. There's still that entire crowd that's out of there. Like, when you... Just because one community likes it doesn't mean every other community... I will say that as well. A majority of my chat, like, felt violated by that. Okay, I gotta wait for the ads to finish and then we can get back to the React Andy stuff. I'm not even finished through one video and we're already over 2 hours into the stream. I'm really bad for this. I keep doing this. I take like a 30-minute video, or in this case an hour, and I just double it. He's a psycho. It's called an analogy. Here's a better one. My professor didn't like one of the projects I presented, but a majority of my class liked it. But when we showed it to all the other professors, they also didn't like it. So one crowd liked it, the other crowd didn't. I'd also like to point out that people in that comment section make fun of it as well. In the comment section itself. Clearly not the only one, I'm just saying. You know? Some people like that. Other people are, you know, into some weird stuff. You know?
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, you know? Weird people, weird opinions. Alrighty, is this ad break almost finished? I got 4 seconds left. Nothing smart to say. Community is back. Yay! Alrighty, let's get back into the video. Megastones, okay. Is that a mega... They're already releasing DLC for ZA and it's not even out yet. But I do like those megas. I do think that's cool. That's a Mega Raichu.
Pokemon Legends ZA is getting paid DLC called Mega Dimension. Raichu has 2 different Mega Evolutions. How do you think they'll perform? More details will be shared.
I actually wonder. One feels like he's going to be more speed-based, the other one feels like he's going to be more special attack-based.
Ready for some killer fun in the sun?
What is this? Beach doesn't tell me much.
Are you okay?
Is this just them releasing Danganronpa 2?
Originally released over 10 years ago, Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair is making the ultimate comeback. While on a school trip to Jabberwock Island, you and your classmates are trapped in a murderous game. After each deadly incident, a heated class trial will begin. In high-speed detective action, you'll shoot down contradictions and counter opponents to reveal the truth. And along with the main game, an additional story is included.
Oh.
One incident will trigger an entirely new scenario with different victims and culprits.
I was 50-50 on it before, but now I'm in.
Danganronpa 2x2 launches on the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo
They just
Switch
didn't want to call it
systems
Danganronpa
next
4.
year. Make history in the 3 kingdoms.
And the 3...
Dynasty Warriors Origins.
This is another, like, Warriors game or Heroes game. I don't know how to explain these types of games. They're like beat-em-ups.
An era of warring factions. As a nameless hero, join forces with Xiao Xiao, Sun Jian, or Liu Bei on your journey to become a true warrior. Your choices will influence your story and may even alter historical events from the 3 kingdoms. Plus, paid DLC is on the way.
Oh, it is Dynasty Warriors.
Choose a different path and experience new developments that weren't in the main story. Walk your own path and become a one-man army. When Dynasty Warriors Origins and the DLC both launch on Nintendo Switch 2, January 22nd. 2 fates are now intertwined.
Is this what I think it is? This is, not Riders. Yeah, Riders. Monster Hunter Riders 2.
Welcome
3! Oh, stories.
Monster Hunter, where all sorts of monsters live. By bonding with certain creatures called monsties, you can traverse the land, climb cliffs, swim across water, and fly through the air as you freely explore the map. However, a strange phenomenon that causes petrification now threatens the world. It's up to you to venture forth and find the source of the danger in order to prevent total collapse.
Interesting. I've played a little bit of the second game.
Bond with them and work together to face whatever stands in your path.
It does seem kind of cool.
Monster Hunter Stories 3.
I'd have to play. I would genuinely probably have to finish playing through the second and the first.
March 13th.
Is that it? 2-Point Museum. That's already out, so. I don't know what that is. I don't like what you said, Donna. I don't like the things you say. I haven't touched a Lego game in years. So you just play as like a singular block. This is one game, I will say, pause, hold up. Little Nightmares 3 has given me such a headache because I have so many people constantly asking me when it's out, when it's released. And they've been asking me since November of last year. Because we've had material, like promotional material for Little Nightmares 3 out since then. And it's genuinely annoying. Oh, it's finally being released on Switch too. Crazy. You want to play together? I haven't even played any of the others. Is that it? We done? Oh? I take my hand off the keyboard. Actually, what is this?
Hello? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Never mind.
Who was it?
Dunno. They asked for Miss Ashcroft and then they hung up on me. Rude.
I'm interested in seeing this. Because I've already seen some trailers for this.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
A Republican the way you hate whimsy? I don't know what that means. I'm Canadian. Fucking Americans. Trying to turn everything American.
Grace. Stay close to me.
She gets grabbed. She's gonna get grabbed.
I'm coming.
It's what happens. You always get grabbed.
Keep moving.
What's wrong?
I'll explain later.
She's getting grabbed. She gets got here. Watch it. I'm telling you.
I've been watching you.
Alrighty, Herbert the pervert, chill.
Like other people, you know. You're quite unique.
Tell me what's going on.
Something important. I'm scared. Grace.
Damn, there's some big ass feet. Shoe shopping must suck for you. It's the Umbrella Foundation.
Escaping your destiny.
Eh. I was 50-50 on it originally. Don't look at me like that, you fucking weirdo. Get your face away from me. Hello. I mean,
A brand new entry in the Resident Evil series is launching on Nintendo Switch 2. We hope you're looking forward to Resident Evil Requiem, where you'll face unknown nightmares. Plus, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, the first in the series with a first-person perspective. and Resident Evil Village, which broke new ground for the series, also launched the same day.
I'm not gonna lie, I own Village. I haven't touched it once. I got it for free from somebody.
So far. Next will be our last announcement.
Oh?
Please take a look.
What we got? 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 What is this?
Bold warriors, draw now upon your strength. Hold fast to the devotion in your beating
Fire Emblem?
hearts.
Fire Emblem.
Hear me now as I declare that the heroic games
Right?
have begun.
I only want to fight
Maybe
so
not.
I can save my father's life.
Nah, Fire Emblem. This looks interesting.
What I seek is a great strength. An unyielding strength for any foe. Sheer strength to uphold the faith I hold dear. Above all, I need the strength to lead my people. Strength enough for a queen!
It is imperative that I face it again. I must cull it with this blade. My full strength.
There's a man I hate so much that simply killing him will not satisfy me. For that reason, I refuse to die.
Ooh.
I won't let you hurt her!
Fire Emblem's just got such a unique art style. Especially in the way they do eyes.
Feelings? I refuse to accept defeat. Not now!
For those who stand upon the final stage, I shall grant whatever wish you may desire. So say I, the divine sovereign, that I vow to you.
What is this? Fortune's Weave. Ooh. I'm only just... Is that Sothis?
Have you forgotten me so soon?
I'm playing the game actively! I know this character! Woo! Damn, okay.
That was the trailer for Fire Emblem, Fortune's Weave, the latest in the series.
Is that a sequel to Three Houses, then?
The story happens alongside the thrilling, heroic games. What kinds of stories await? Please stay tuned for future updates. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct. Thank you for watching.
Ah, wait. I'm going to pause here for right now, as I've been sitting down for 2.5 hours. I'm going to quickly run to the bathroom. I will be back. I'm going to throw it to the BRB. I might throw on a quick ad so that way we have an hour once I get back. Another 3 years of Three House Discord. I'm only just playing through Three Houses like right now for the first time. It's pretty good. When I get back, we'll talk about it more. Okay, I'm back. I did grab a little snack for me. Something to have. Just while I'm sitting here. Oh, nope. No, this was correct. Dried mango. Yeah. So of those, ZA is what I'm looking forward to the most. And then after ZA, probably the Fire Emblem game. And I feel like that's it. Because I don't think I'm going to get many of the other games on Switch. I think, like Danganronpa, looking forward to it, but not as a Switch title. But yeah. Fire Emblem, though. Interesting, because I'm just getting into Fire Emblem as a series as a whole. I'm starting off with Three Houses. Three Houses has been amazing thus far. I'm still in my first run through, though. I'm currently doing a Black Eagles run. It's been really fun. Yeah, it's been good. So. Honestly, I just like him the most. I want to do 2 different romance routes. Because I want to romance Edelgard, but also Dorothea. Dorothea just seems like a homie, honestly. I feel like, I feel like that'd be good. But my plan... So my plan was that I wanted to do Black Eagle. And then after that I was going to do a Blue Lion. And then end off with Golden Stag. Because I heard Golden Stag has the most, like, neutral / good ending / eh. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna do that. I don't know about the DLC. I've been told it doesn't really affect anything. I can skip it and I'd be fine. Yeah, I was told it doesn't really change anything, so not to be too pressed. But so far, the game is very easy. I'm sorry, followed by, oh, poor baby, poor little... I don't know what that means. You Americans are so confusing. Just like your little president. Very confusing people. They told me not to specify. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure we've got blocks or something that you Americans can play with. I won't go, like, maybe I can give you guys a map of, like, the US and tell you it's the world and make you guys happy. I don't really know what you want. I know, like, like, knowing the greater world is, like, really hard for you guys. Listen, I'm pretty sure I've got a few kids' books that I can send you guys, so that way, like, not too a high reading level for you guys, I always keep you guys in mind, Little dummies to the south, little, we like him, you know. It's like that one cousin that you have that's really dumb. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just dumb. But you're like, you know, like, this is my cousin. His name's Tom. He's really sweet occasionally. Other times he's really mean. We don't really know what's up with him. We've taken him to the doctor. They say nothing. This is just him. But okay. Next we're getting into this. Is all the Sekiro endings. And the reason for this is because there's a story of Sekiro that I'm gonna watch. I was told I should watch these first and then go into the understand, because they tie into the story, into understanding it all. So I'm gonna do that. I already have the last ending, which is apparently the longest. So we'll go through this.
お主のことはよく覚えているぞ。死んだと聞いていたが。
狼よ。
I've already.
父の言葉に従い、巫女を捨てよ。
御意。
父の言葉に従い、巫女を捨てる。
はい。おき主よ。巫女を捨てまする。
それでこそわしのせがれよ。これで我が波動もこれは物騒なお客人だが道元殿のご息女と争うては今は亡きあのお方に申し訳が立たん。ほう、なかなかどうして狼よ、そなたに任す。見事打ち破ってみせよ。
御意。
Yeah, I wouldn't have liked this ending.
私はかつて修羅を見ました。あなたの中に同じものがいる。それを切らねばなりません。修羅。
Yeah, don't like this ending.
Sekiroよ。
Oh.
お主、愛想はまるでないな。不思議と憎めぬやつじゃった。さあ、修羅に落ちる前に切ってやろう。
Damn, that's a cool ass looking sword.
待たせたの。 こちらの守備も上々じゃ。しかし老いたりとはいえ、あの一心に勝るとは。さすがはわしのせがれじゃの。
Creepy ass old man.
これで全て我が手の中よ。アシナもナイフ殿もこの国ごと食ろうてくれるわ。我薄い存在。
Please tell me it's Sakurella kills him. Hmm? I don't get it. I still don't get it.
生き残りはほとんどなし。アシナは戦国最も悲惨な殺戮の舞台となり、その地には後々まで鬼が潜んだという。
Yeah, I don't like that ending. That is, yeah, genuinely the worst. This is the good ending?
久しいな、巫女の忍び。見よ、不思議のもう一振りよ。
So it's supposed to be good, alternate good ending. That's the good ending? No, it's gotta be the bad ending. Good ending. Alternate good ending. And then true ending. Okay.
竜医など誰の手にもあるべきではないのだ。苦労をかけるな。
The first one was the bad end. Good. Okay. I was like, how the fuck that the good ending? So in 3 of the endings, you fight this dude last. Oh. No, this is the cutscene where he summons Ishin.
Okay. This one I'm curious about. How is this different from the ending I saw? Dragon tears, but not the dragon and the frost, or the other type of tears. That doesn't seem like a very good ending. I guess none of them are truly, like, happy endings for the Divine Heir. Oh, is that what happening here? I thought it was like some weird time loop thing when you mentioned we become the sculptor, and I was like, wait, so like, we just become the sculptor? What do you mean? And Everblossom. What the fuck is the Everblossom? He just goes right away. Oh. Oh. So in the alternate ending, we die, severing all immortality.
Hi. 私も人として懸命に生き、そして死のうと思います。我が忍びがそうしてくれたように。 エマ殿にもお世話になりました。
And then in the true ending, we feed him both tears, we take him with us. Yeah, I remember this. I don't remember that. No, I do. No, I do. I do remember that. And then they walk off. Okay. Okay, so that preps me mainly for this.
Sekiro is an excellent game that not only has a wonderful
Well,
story,
I wouldn't say
but
excellent.
also a unique approach to its storytelling that hasn't been seen in the Souls series before. It's a game that was an enjoyable experience throughout every moment I played, and I cannot recommend it enough. As always, welcome back to another story review, the series where I not only discuss a game's story, but also critique it along the way. Today's episode is going to be on Sekiro, with many more Souls games to come in the near future. If you do want to see some more Souls content, you can also watch my Bloodborne video that I published about a month ago. But with that out of the way, let's get started. So to no one's surprise, Sekiro, like other Souls games, starts with a cutscene that sets the background for the story. Sekiro takes place in Japan during the Sengoku era. We also learn that there was a rebellion that was started, which ultimately led to a victory thanks to a soldier named Isshin Ashina, who was responsible for slaying the opposing faction's leader, General Tamura. After the battle, a shinobi by the name of Owl discovers a child sitting around dozens of bodies and decides to welcome the child into his home. He then trains this young boy in the way of the sword, as well as the Iron Code, which is that the father's word is absolute and the master's word being second in priority. Through years of training and hardship, this child would become a full-fledged shinobi and our protagonist known as Wolf.
Okay.
But something went wrong. Both Owl and his master are gone, so with no purpose in his life, he now just sits at the bottom of a well waiting for a purpose or death. Whatever comes first. However, one day he receives a note that leads him to the Moonlight Tower, and when Wolf arrives at said tower, he finds Lord Kuro, who is not only the divine heir, but also his master. Kuro needs some assistance. He wants to escape Ashina, as the never-ending war that has plagued Japan is slowly making its way back to Ashina Castle, and Kuro wants to leave and run away from what he calls the fated bloodline. The two take a secret passage, but are caught by Genichiro Ashina, the adopted grandson of Isshin Ashina. Genichiro wants Kuro. It's unclear why, but he needs him for his plan and won't let us escape. So we fight, and being the skilled shinobi that we are, we have no problem getting absolutely destroyed by him. Genichiro cuts off Wolf's arm, who then collapses from blood loss, while Genichiro takes Kuro away. Somehow though, Wolf was able to survive thanks to an old man named the Sculptor, who is not only able to nurse him back to health, but also give him a prosthetic wooden arm to replace our recently cut off one. From the Sculptor, we learn one thing. Genichiro plans to use Kuro's bloodline for something, and we need to get him back, thus setting...
I don't know if he's going to go and explain the backstory, because we witnessed Owl's death in the flashback part of the game, where we're going to the castle, it's burning, we go and we fight the lady, and then everything collapses in on us. I think.
The game's plot and motion. So already this is a
explains everything pretty sure. Okay.
And this intro highlights many unique design decisions within Sekiro. Firstly, it took 6 games, but we now finally have a named and voiced protagonist. Sekiro still retains that Souls formula of giving the player a title like Ashen One or Hunter, as in this game we're referred to as the Shinobi of the Divine Heir, but most characters will still call him Wolf. Furthermore, it's evident right from the beginning that this game has a very unique style to its storytelling. Sekiro is a very cutscene and dialogue-driven game. Sekiro has a lot of cutscenes and conversations, especially in the very beginning, and many of the game's objectives can be completed without talking to NPCs, as opposed to other games where NPCs were just optional. The story is also quite linear, and this ties into the NPCs as well, as many characters will repeat quest objectives about 4 to 5 times in a couple minutes to make sure the player knows what they're doing, and will also have to report back to these NPCs once the objectives are completed. The Souls games also love to draw inspiration from specific media, and Bloodborne took this a step further by making H.P. Lovecraft and his Lovecraftian stories be the inspiration for the game's plot. And while Sekiro does do this as well, instead of fully embracing the fictional elements of H.P. Lovecraft like with Bloodborne, Sekiro goes in the opposite direction and instead focuses on non-fiction storytelling by using history, culture, and religion. All of these decisions are very bold, especially coming from a game series that likes to stick to what it knows best. This further added to the attraction of the game, as this was something the Souls series has never done before. However, one of these decisions, being the history and culture surrounding the game, will become an issue. To explain why, we need to recap that intro again with the proper context. As I said, this game takes place in the Sengoku era of Japan, which was a real time period in Japan's history. It was an over 100-year conflict that started because the shogunate at the time was losing influence. This then caused many of the local lords to vie for power and attempt to dismantle all the other lords and even overtake the shogunate. The main purpose was to eventually unify all of—
I'm not gonna lie, I entirely forgot this early part of the game, that it started with us in a war. I kind of forgotten that entire part, and I was just like, okay, so why are we here? What are we doing? Why is everything happening? This makes sense now.
Japan under one rule, and after the final battle called the Siege of Osaka, Japan was eventually unified under the rule of Tokugawa Ieyasu. Relating this back to Sekiro, that's why the first line in the game,
Japan was consumed by perpetual conflict,
makes sense, as that matches with the current time period. The Sengoku era and what transpires within it also brings context to what's going on in the game. Japan is still under siege, and judging from the use of guns and the lore of Ashina,
Sengoku era, the whole time period was war. I remember that. I forgot that it was actually, like, not really, but kind of based off of an actual time period in Japan. Like, in my head, it was like an alternate history Japan, but I forgot that it was like, this is Sengoku era.
The final years of the conflict. That means Ashina Castle is either one of or the only place left now fully unified under Japan. The question, though, is how is this possible? Well, one of these reasons is integral to the main plot, which is immortality, but we'll circle back to that later, as the other reason was Ishin. Ashina is already incredibly strong because of its generals, but Ishin was on a whole nother level. Considering the fact that Ishin is probably in his 70s or 80s in a profession with a very low survival rate, the fact that he is alive at all is quite terrifying. Especially when you consider that because Wolf was a child during this battle, Ishin has to be around 50 years old and was able to single-handedly take down the enemy faction's general. So obviously it's quite clear that Sekiro decided to utilize a very important time period in Japan's history as the backdrop for its story. And while I do like this approach, there is an issue. Because of the history of this game, it can be very hard to understand what it's trying to say. Sekiro is a Japanese game made by a Japanese developer, and since the game contains material they're familiar with, they're free to go as in-depth as possible to create an accurate story. And while that's great for the Japanese audience, this can confuse and damper a bit of the experience for everyone else. However, while I did call this an issue,
this is actually kind of good with this.
Complain about this decision, as it's not really something you can say is inherently bad, more just unfortunate. Playing Sekiro and trying to connect this game to Japan's history is like a Japanese audience playing Assassin's Creed 3 and connecting that game to America's history. The games are fine on their own, but the problem of course is when one group tries to play the other. For an example, we can take the cherry blossom trees in Japan, the ones with the pink petals. This tree represents new beginnings, good fortune, and revival, which is why these pink petals appear when we revive in-game. Without looking into this information, you could just assume that they were just visual effects without any meaning, but within their culture, there's a reason for this.
Yeah.
As I said before, on its own, it's not a big deal, but it can be quite troublesome when you have to juggle the meaning of the cherry blossom trees along with all the other references.
Okay, yeah.
Why the devs chose to have giant snakes and dragons be these large creatures as opposed to any other animal. Why this game has a fascination with centipedes, and even just the basic ideas of Buddhism. To understand every single detail and reference in Sekiro, you will need to have lots of extensive knowledge outside of the game. But as someone who doesn't, I can say with certainty that the only real info you need to learn is the history I summarized regarding the Sengoku period. Everything else is nice and definitely really interesting to look into if you're passionate about the history of Japan and how it ties into Sekiro, but I don't think it's necessary to understand the story.
It goes deep and it's so cool. I knew slightly about the cherry blossoms. I just honestly didn't realize that the effects that, like, the pink, I didn't realize those were cherry blossoms. That's what my problem was. I didn't realize that. Oops-a-daisy. Yeah, so a big... my big thing is like I understood, like, Sengoku period. I understood that. What I'm not understanding is everything else after that. So it's like from the start of the game, afterwards. That's where I got lost.
Really trying to tell. As we discussed earlier, our objective is to rescue the Divine Heir from Genichiro. The problem is that he's all the way at the top of Ashina Castle. And while the journey to get Kuro is very engaging thanks to the combat, for the purposes of this video, it does get a little boring. Sekiro, like many games, has certain parts where the gameplay is at the forefront. This is because the game is trying to familiarize us with stealth, grapple, posture, and deflect mechanics that make up the core combat. So because of this, the story takes a back seat for a bit so we can understand these mechanics.
Okay.
It's not an issue, and it's something I never complain about. It just makes it discussing the story of a game a bit difficult when the next 5 to 6 hours we don't make a whole lot of progress. So before we get to the castle, let's take a step back and talk about the game itself. Sekiro is a very gorgeous game, and the level design and exploration is quite linear compared to other Souls games. As while some areas do connect to one another, it's not as intricate as the Souls trilogy with its shortcuts and branching pathways. However, I still firmly believe the intention of this game was to create a different take on the gameplay and storytelling, so I don't mind its linearity.
That's a place!
If that wasn't the intended purpose, a game being linear doesn't make it bad. And Sekiro just goes to show that a Souls game can be very linear and still provide an enjoyable experience. It's during this exploration, though, that we are introduced to our base of operations, as well as some NPCs that we'll be meeting quite a bit. The dilapidated temple is definitely one of my favorite locations because I love the area's seclusion and also how it fits into the world very seamlessly. The past Souls games did this very well, with the Firelink Shrine from Dark Souls 1 being a highlight, but recently the series has started delving into this idea that the base of operations should be separate from the main content, like the Hunter's Dream or the Round Table Hold. In Sekiro, though, instead of teleporting from the base of operations to a spot on the map, you could just simply walk out the front gate and start exploring. It's a small detail, but I really enjoyed that about the dilapidated temple. Within the temple are 3 NPCs that we'll get to know throughout the game, who are the Sculptor, the man who saved us and is responsible for creating and upgrading our prosthetic tool, Emma, who's a doctor that serves under Lord Ishin and will also upgrade our gourd, and Hanbei, who is a target dummy who can't die due to some form of immortality. Minus the 3 of the dilapidated temple and some of the others that are more related to the story, the game also has some optional NPCs we can talk to, but it's definitely not one of Sekiro's strong suits. A lot of the optional NPCs seem to only be placed in the world for one specific reason, like this one dying soldier who warns us of the enemy ahead, or this monk who found his way into the Halls of Illusion and has no plans of leaving. That's literally their entire character. Probably the only interesting NPC in this game is Jinzaemon, this random warrior that patrols the outskirts of Ashina who is entranced by some music that he can only hear. We end up following him throughout the game until we find him gravely injured near this
okay, that's this dude.
Orin. She asks us about this Lord Sakuza and if we've seen him before, and seeing as we have no clue who that is, we tell her no, but she gets angry and claims that we're lying to her. After defeating Orin, it seems like her mind has gained some sort of clarity, as she seems happy to die as she can now be with Lord Sakuza, implying that this Sakuza along with her are both dead. But the reason she's still here is because her spirit couldn't pass on, so we kinda help her continue into the afterlife. Once we talk with Jinzaemon again, he gives us a Jizo statue, and from this dialogue in the item description, it seems to imply that he was related to Orin and Sakuza and was possibly the couple's son. Apparently this may also be related to a popular Japanese ghost story, which once again further adds to the beauty of this questline. Jinzaemon is one of the few NPCs in this game with an actual questline and is by far the best at it. Another NPC that I definitely took a liking to was Kotaro, but not because of a questline, but more just because he's a really sweet kid and it's kinda hard to hate him. But while Jinzaemon's quest was great, it was a little bittersweet, as it makes me wish that they could apply this same effort to other characters and not have this overabundance of NPCs and merchants that don't really say anything but one line. Getting back to the story, while progressing through the Ashina outskirts, you may stumble upon these ghost figures, which are actually just remnants of Lord Kuro. This remnant is specifically important as it's a conversation between Genichiro and Kuro who talks about the inner ministry and how they were able to drive them back once, but their army is too powerful. This is why Genichiro wants Kuro, because he knows that Ashina can't be defended by normal means. But what does he mean by this? Well, Lord Kuro is part of a divine lineage that is related to the divine dragon, and this lineage gives Kuro the power of the dragon's heritage, which is immortality. This is why Genichiro wants Kuro. He wants to gain the power of the dragon's heritage through Lord Kuro so that he can be immortal and prevent Ashina from being taken over. This not only gives us a hint of the events to come as it briefly mentions the interior ministry, but also lets us learn a bit more about Genichiro. We'll end up seeing more of him later, but Genichiro might be my favorite character in this whole game, as his backstory and motivation fit so well together.
Okay, so some of the pieces are starting to go together. I still have a lot of pieces missing. But yeah, I'm starting to get there.
According to some item descriptions related to Genichiro, we discover that he was taken in by Ashina when his mother died, so he's extremely grateful for the people that live here. So much so that he sees them as his extended family, so when the country of his people is under attack, he'll do anything he can to save them, even if it means using heretical arts. The description is both cryptic and informative, as it shows that he's willing to go as far as possible to defend Ashina, but we don't know what those heretical arts are. This is also probably a good time to mention the item descriptions, as just like previous games, some of Sekiro's lore is discovered via item descriptions.
Oh, okay, so I would have had no
When
chance.
consumed for attack power turn into remnants. The remnants are where the heart of the stories are, and while for some they don't provide too much information, for most of the bosses it's definitely enough to get an idea of who they were. Thanks to its accessible story and access to the remnants, you can get a large amount of the story just from these two sources, and it continues to reinforce that this difference in storytelling was a bold but fantastic choice. Right next to the remnant of Genichiro and Kuro is a large battlefield, which also happens to be the arena for the first boss, Gyobu Masataka Oniwa.
It took me a couple days to get there, if I remember.
Can be played in Japanese with English subtitles. This is similar to Ghost of Tsushima, which I believe also has the same feature. In the rare case that a game will offer me this option, I usually take the original language as I feel it's authentic, as I normally have subtitles on anyway. But if there was ever a reason to play this game in English, it's this intro.
My name is Gyobu Masataka Oniwa!
Ooh!
As I breathe, you will not pass the castle gate!
It is so over the top and absurd that I couldn't help but laugh, and it kind of speaks to Gyobu's character. Gyobu was a leader of a group of bandits, but when they came face to face with Ishin, they were easily defeated. However, during their fight, Ishin noticed his determination and skill, so he would decide to take him in as an Ashina warrior. Gyobu really values strength over everything, and that's why he has this aggressive demeanor when he attacks us, because he knows he's powerful and he can portray that to us. Interestingly enough, the spear that he uses also seems to be the same spear that General Tamura used during his battle with Ishin, which is quite poetic. And that also brings up a good point, and it's something I really appreciate about this game, and it's how wonderful and detailed the presentation is. A good example is the minor details that occur throughout the game, such as Tamura's spear, which is used by Gyobu, and then will eventually be used by Ishin later in the game. Furthermore,
oh shit!
Again, we're able to see Wolf's growth as a shinobi as he pulls out the sword with ease, whereas in the intro we can see him fumbling with the hilt. There are also the similar circumstances between the sculptor and Wolf, who were both fighters that had their arms removed. The sculptor had his removed by Ishin, whereas Wolf had his removed by Genichiro. We have two unrelated people who became a team, cutting off the limbs of two unrelated people who became a team. Interesting. This even extends to the cutscenes before the fights, especially the one with Genichiro again, which takes place in this beautiful land of flowers, and the camera angle specifically positions him to the side so the full length of his sword along with the moon is shown in the scene. Speaking of Genichiro, we can now talk about his boss fight. After defeating Gyobu in the Blazing Bowl, you're presented with this tower along with numerous other buildings attached to it. This is the heart of Ashina Castle, and Genichiro is at the top. Assuming you make it to the top, you'll be greeted by Emma, Kuro, and Genichiro. He's still trying to get Kuro's powers, but he won't budge. That's when we step in and attempt to save him. I like the stakes of this fight, as not only is it a rematch between Wolf and Genichiro, it's a rematch between him and us. We finally get to get payback for him cutting off our arm, but Genichiro came prepared. He's still a competent fighter and could definitely be the first wall players will run into, but just when you think you've finally beaten him, Genichiro proves that he's willing to do whatever it takes to save Ashina and fights using the way of Tomoe, which means he's going to throw lightning at us. Thankfully, we learned a lightning reversal just before this fight and can send it back to him, but I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't shocked when this happened. One thing I noticed as well was the black marks on his body. You could just play these off as wounds, but I think these are from the lightning powers of his, as maybe it's trying to convey that Genichiro harmed himself when attempting to control lightning for the first time. Regardless, it's a nice detail, but what's even better is the name, the Way of Tomoe. Tomoe is an unknown character at this point in time, and we'll talk about her a bit later towards the end, but I really love how they connected her and Genichiro, as Tomoe was his master and he learned the lightning attacks from her, which is interesting as the only other people able to conjure lightning in this game are the Okami women at the Fountainhead Palace. Plus, they can also do a move called the Floating Passage, which is a skill that we can learn, which is also the same move that Genichiro does to us, meaning he was trained by Tomoe, who's an Okami woman. As I said, it doesn't mean much
I don't know what that
now,
means.
but once we learn a bit more about them, you'll come to appreciate the parallels between them and how well this was conveyed to us. It's similar to how Bloodborne had to rely on context clues in the environment to convey certain parts of the story, such as the backstory of the One Reborn being connected to Yahar Ghul, and I really love how this was integrated again. Eventually though, we will defeat Genichiro and rescue Kuro, but he's still not done. For now he leaves, but not only will we see him again later, the Way of Tomoe wasn't even close to his full arsenal, as that resurrection is a part of his next surprise, the Rejuvenating Waters. I think it's been long enough, so let's talk about the elephant in the room, that being this game's obsession with immortality. Both Genichiro and Kuro are immortal, but there are two others that we know about, that being Hanbei and Wolf, who are also immortal. Resurrecting isn't just a gameplay mechanic, it's a genuine part of the story. There are various different forms of immortality, or more accurately for some of them, body-altering methods within Sekiro. The first is the Dragon's Heritage, which is created with someone of divine blood like Lord Kuro. He also has the power to give people immortality through what's called the Immortal Oath.
Okay.
That's why we're able to live, because Kuro gave Wolf his blood during the Hirata estate attack, something I'll mention later. This is the purest form of immortality because it comes from the Divine Dragon and is very easy to acquire, but it comes at a price. If someone has the Dragon's Heritage, their blood stagnates, as they can never die. However, should someone with the Dragon's Heritage die enough times, then that blood overflows and creates a disease called Dragon Rot. Remember, you can still die with the Dragon's Heritage inside you, but you can't fully die, you just resurrect soon after. When we die, our blood stagnates, and if we keep dying, then the disease will spread. This Dragon Rot disease has a chance of affecting the NPCs throughout the game, although to be honest, this never really became an issue for me, as most of the people who were affected were merchants, and yes, while it does have the chance of completely halting NPC quest lines, I've never had this happen, but maybe I just got lucky. Our next immortality has to do with the Divine Child of Rejuvenation. She becomes relevant in the story after the fight with Genichiro, but she has what we can call False Dragon's Heritage. That's because the monks at the Senpo Temple became enthralled by the concept of immortality, so much so that they devoted every waking minute to try and perfect it. They even attempted to use children in their experiments to see if they could create their version of the Dragon's Heritage. Kotaro was the caretaker for these kids, and is sad because all the kids have left him. The reason they left, though, is because they died. If these statues and pinwheels are meant to symbolize each child, then a lot of them have passed.
That's what that was supposed to mean. I was so confused. I just thought they were creepy fucking, like, statues of babies and shit. Oh. That's bad.
Away from this. In fact, we can meet a parent of the kids here at the temple. The Armored Warrior is a European soldier who came to Japan because of these rejuvenating waters and the promise of fixing this illness, but that ended up not working. Across the temple are these red and white pinwheels that are for the children who died, but there's one pure white pinwheel that represents the only survivor of the experiments, who is the Divine Child of Rejuvenation. As I said, she's the only one to have survived, and even though she's happy to be alive, she detests the monks that did this to her and her friends. The child, however, is in the Inner Sanctum, an area that is only accessed once we beat the folding screen monkeys in the Halls of Illusion, which, according to some item descriptions, is a place that exists between the planes of life and death, implying that this is a spiritual plane that can only be accessed by a select few. The only ones able to access this place are Kotaro, this random monk, and us. It's possible, though, that if someone is infested, they may not be allowed to enter, and by infested, I mean the centipedes we see everywhere. The monks of the Senpo Temple, and even some other notable enemies like the Guardian Ape and the Corrupted Monk, are seen covered in centipedes, and the centipedes seem to make them immortal. We don't know why, but they just do for some reason. But there's a key distinction between this and Kuro's power. Whereas Kuro's power allows one to resurrect, the centipede prevents the host from dying at all. They can never resurrect because they're never going to die in the first place. There are two books we can find in the game called the Holy Chapter Infested and the Holy Chapter Dragon's Return that seem to infer that the High Priest of Senpo Temple was blessed by the centipede, and that because it had become one with him, he was able to walk the path of immortality, but he wanted to find out why. However, it seems like he was never able to find an answer. What we can assume, though, is that the centipede possibly came from the rejuvenating waters, which could explain their ability to make their host immortal, as the Guardian Ape is located near the Lotus of the Palace, a flower that, according to its description, is near the palace waters, and the Corrupted Monk is guarding the palace itself, which is obviously surrounded by its water. Which then leads us to our final method of immortality, which is the rejuvenating waters. However, earlier I said body-altering method, not necessarily immortality, because the rejuvenating waters don't seem to make people immortal. The rejuvenating waters came from the Divine Dragon when it entered the land of Japan ages ago. It then expelled this water across the land. The water originally started in a place called the Fountainhead Palace, but then would make it eventually to Mibu Village. Currently, the theory I have is that the distance of the water relative to the source is important, as I think the farther it travels, the fewer side effects occur. As within the Fountainhead Palace, we can find these carp-like nobles who patrol the area, whereas in Mibu Village, they're still semi-human. We do know that the water started at Fountainhead Palace and did make its way to Mibu Village, but it seems like the villagers didn't know of its origin and its side effects. as from what we can gather, the town mayor treated the villagers to tons of sake one night, but when you drink sake, you obviously get really thirsty, and since they ran out, they had to resort to drinking water from the stream, but then the side effects kicked in, turning them into these semi-zombie type humans. However, all the inhabitants of both locations can die when we kill them, so it doesn't seem to make them immortal, maybe just prolong their life or grant them some resistances. The only character who doesn't fit into this equation is Genichiro, as he clearly resurrects. Wolf even says it himself, confirming that we did kill Genichiro at this point, but the waters brought him back to life. So how is this possible?
Rejuvenating sediment.
That's what we call a particularly concentrated part of the rejuvenating waters. I'm sure you saw it for yourself. The rejuvenating sediment grants great resilience in one's flesh.
This is so weird hearing this in English.
Withstand
Like,
blows that would
it feels almost wrong to hear this in English, but it's there.
be fatal to anyone else.
So it seems that Genichiro consumed the rejuvenating sediment instead of the rejuvenating water.
I don't like it.
To it differently than those at Mibu Village. So, as a recap, we have the purest form of immortality, that being the dragon's heritage with Kuro, the unexpected immortality of the centipedes, the child of rejuvenation who was created as a way for the Senpo Temple to make a false dragon's heritage, and then the rejuvenating waters and sediment that seem to grant resistances and possibly a prolonged life when ingested. So the next question you might be asking is, why is this important? Well, once again, it all leads back to Lord Kuro. Kuro, being the divine heir with the dragon's heritage, wants to sever his ties to his immortality, as he's seen the effects it has on people and does not wish for this power to be used by anyone. Remember when the story used to be about rescuing a child? Well, now it's about immortality. This is very similar to Bloodborne storytelling, where it hides the true story until the halfway point of the game. I think Bloodborne...
Because that's where it lost me, I'm not gonna lie. I followed the story up until it hit this immortality point, and then I slid right off the horse, you know? It bucked me right off.
Intended to be a major plot twist, but I can't deny that Sekiro has succeeded quite well in doing the same. As I said earlier, Sekiro's story is very simple. Save Lord Kuro, then sever his ties of immortality. But when you jump down the rabbit hole of Sekiro, you realize just how deep it truly goes, and that without a doubt definitely deserves some recognition. So we have our new goal, but where do we start? Well, through some dialogue with both Kuro and Emma, we discover what items we specifically need. These items also tie into the game's endings, which I really liked, as for once I knew what the items were, why they were important, and what ending they are required for, which made me even more invested in the story. While some of these items are only for specific endings, each one of them requires two necessary items, that being the Mortal Blade and the Divine Dragon Tears. The Mortal Blade can be given to us by the Child of Rejuvenation, who claims that everyone who's picked up this weapon has died, which is not an issue because we can't die. The Mortal Blade is important as the actual blade itself can kill those who cannot die, meaning we can sever Kuro's immortality. However, if you're puzzled by that description, then you and Emma have caught on to Kuro's plan. Wolf is extremely loyal to Kuro, and without him he would have no purpose. So if he were to tell Wolf to sever his ties by killing him, he probably wouldn't go through with it. So Emma and Wolf devise a plan and try to prevent this from happening. However, this isn't good news either. Emma talks with the sculptor and also finds some notes written by Tomoe, the girl we talked about earlier, and discovers that to sever the ties of immortality while keeping the master alive, the one who has the blood must die. So now we're at a crossroads. We either sever the ties of immortality by killing Kuro, obviously not a good choice, or we kill ourselves and allow Kuro to live. Also, not a good choice. But there is a third option. Through some discussion with the Divine Child of Rejuvenation, we discover that it's possible to sever the ties of immortality by sending the Divine Dragon back to where it came from, allowing both Kuro and Wolf to live while also forcing the dragon to return home. This also ties into the second item we need, which is the Divine Dragon Tears, which are just simply tears from the Divine Dragon, which is necessary for the ritual, meaning we somehow have to get to this divine realm. So those are our three options. Each one requires specific items for the ritual to work properly, so it's on the player to find these items, then do the ending they want. I know it sounds like we skipped really far ahead in the story, but now that we've hit the halfway point, the game really focuses on the severance ritual that we must perform, but it's not the entire focus. I said earlier that the remnant of Genichiro and Kuro was a foreshadowing of the events to come, and it's during these next few hours when Wolf scavenges the land for the required items that this will occur. After returning to Ashina with the Shelter Stone and one of the items we need for the ritual, we'll notice that something's wrong. All the fast travel points are gone, and by making our way back to Ashina, we discover that the Central Forces have started their assault. The Central Forces are the samurai dressed in red, with the purple soldiers being the most elite group called the Interior Ministry. Remember, Sekiro takes place at the end of the Sengoku era, so it can be assumed that the Central Forces are trying to take over Ashina so that they may unify Japan under their banner, and if that wasn't bad enough, an old relative makes his appearance.
What are you plotting, Al?
This is very weird.
I would do no such thing.
Owl has returned, and he's here for one reason: Kuro. See, Owl's been plotting something for years and has been using Wolf this entire time. Owl, just like Genichiro, wants the blood of Kuro. Owl wants to be immortal. In order for him to do this, he'll need a foolproof plan. Firstly, he needs someone who can get close to him. That someone would be Wolf. How was he certain that Wolf was going to follow him? Well, he saved him from when he was young and became his father figure over the years. He also instilled the Iron Code within Wolf, something that he wanted him to live by just in case he needed to use it. As I said before, the Iron Code states that the father's word is absolute, with the master's being second. So with that in mind, it makes sense why Owl wants Wolf to follow the rules of the code so that Owl can enact his plan. The question that remains is, where has Owl been? Well, very early in the game, you'll be given a bell charm by an old lady. By taking this to the Buddha statue at the temple, you can relive a memory from the Hirata estate. There's also another bell charm that you can find that belongs to Owl, which will also take us to the Hirata estate. The Hirata estate memory was 3 years in the past, and it allows us to see the events of a very important time in Sekiro's story, except an issue will arise from both the bells, as it's that both of them showcase the events of the Hirata estate, but either have wrong information or it's in the wrong order. For example, the end boss of the first memory is Lady Butterfly, who we kill, but in the second memory, it's Owl, who we also kill. The second one is clearly wrong, as if we killed Owl in the past, he wouldn't be here in the present. So to do this properly, we're going to have to jump between both memories to get the real truth. So 3 years ago, Wolf was sent out on some mission. It's unclear by who, but we can assume it was Owl. When Wolf returns, he finds the estate in flames. Apparently some bandits took it upon themselves to burn the estate down, kill the villagers, and rob the place clean. The reason this attack worked so well is because many of the estate's guards were out fighting the wars happening near Ashino. The timing of this attack seems too perfect, and some of the villagers think so as well.
You're telling me that I could have had a... There was 2 different ways I could have gone to the end of the story.
Nowhere to be seen when things went south. Wait, tell me you didn't lead them here yourself. The timing of their attack was perfect. Normally those bandits wouldn't have stood a chance. Yes, it had to be you. I hope you die, traitor.
I wouldn't go that far, but he's definitely correct though that the timing was way too perfect. Wolf's main goal is the Shinobi of the Divine.
I didn't do this owl fight, no.
Make sure he's safe. On the way there, though, he will encounter Owl, who seems to be gravely wounded and will pass away due to his injuries. We continue on and find Lord Kuro, except Lady Butterfly stops us from leaving. This encounter is interesting, as Lady Butterfly was Wolf's mentor, so why is she attacking us? My growing theory is that she's either working with Owl or at the very least betraying Ashina. Before her boss fight, we see this old lady trembling in fear, who happens to be the same old lady who gives us the bell. Further down the hallway is her son Inosuke, who we can also find in the present, and apparently was injured and rendered blind by Lady Butterfly. I can't imagine Inosuke was betraying the Ashina, meaning him and Lady Butterfly should have been allies, so this leads me to believe that she was betraying the Ashina along with Owl. Now, whether or not they were working together or just had a common goal is never stated, but I also believe there's an answer to this. After defeating Lady Butterfly, Wolf gets stabbed in the back. There is no doubt in my mind that this was Owl, which means that not only was he faking his injuries, it's possible he was injured by Lady Butterfly, and upon discovering that we are here at the estate, he gives us the key to the fort where Kuro is hiding with the hope that we'll fight her. If we win, then he gets to stab us. If we lose, well, he'll have to fight her again, but given how much damage we did to her, assuming you actually did damage to her, then Owl would have an easier time putting her down. He basically wants us to fight her and then third party the winner so the divine heir can be his. From this information, we can also assume that he sent us away on a mission so that the divine heir was unguarded, as remember the timing was almost too perfect. After getting stabbed, Kuro
I knew you could snipe her out of the air like that.
The bravery he possesses and gives him his blood. This moment is why Wolf can resurrect. But that was just one memory. The other memory will tell the real story. We learned from Owl's bell charm that the Interior Ministry was a part of the attack as well. The first memory will also provide you with a hint to the real story, as we can fight an Interior Ministry soldier in that memory, except there's only one. Furthermore, we learned from an eavesdrop conversation between Juzo and a soldier from the Ministry that Owl was behind the attack. That's why everything works so well. Owl, being a shinobi of the Ashina, would know the troop movements and knew when to strike. As for why Owl joined forces with the Ministry, it's because I believe they had aligned goals. Owl wanted the Divine Heir and the Interior Ministry wanted to defeat the Ashina clan, and a huge blow to their forces would be the Hirata estate. Neither cared about the other's goals, but the two realized that by attacking the estate together, they could both get what they wanted, so they became allies. So now we have to ask, how do the bells work? So this involves some magical elements, as it seems that Wolf is physically in these memories, as not only does he keep his prosthetic, after talking with one of the Ashina shinobi, he comments on the attack.
The Dragon Spring Pilgrimage. That was 3 years ago. What is this? The sculptor mentioned an old memory. I don't remember any of this.
It still feels really weird not hearing Sekiro's Japanese VA.
Times throughout the game that this knight
It throws me off so aggressively.
No memory of this moment. This to me means that Wolf is physically in the memory. Now, Maybe in real life, he's just getting images of the memory as we can see him kneeling before the statue, but because this is a video game, we're given control and able to play through it, so it's not entirely clear. But what is more important though is who the bells belong to, that being Inosuke's mother and Owl. The memories are sort of a point of view of the holder. That's why we don't see the Interior Ministry in the first memory. As to the old lady's knowledge, it was just the bandits who raided the estate.
This makes everything so much more complicated. Fuck. Okay, so I had a feeling like it was Owl who stabbed us in the back, but I wasn't ever like certain because I thought the sword looked like his with how big it is. So, yeah. But I think I have like a lot of the story down mentally now. I think this just filled in all the blanks.
Owl's Bell will obviously have more of the real story since he was present during the attack, but we still have some more questions to answer. Why do we fight Owl at the end of the second memory, and what happens after this event? Well, as for the first question, we seem to get the information from the sculptor. According to what he said, it seems that the Buddha statue was able to awaken old memories, along with the emotions and memories the person ringing the bell had. To me, the reason we fight Owl is so that Wolf can come to terms with his father's betrayal, not just at the estate, but later when we get back to the present, as this trauma is only found afterwards. Buddha is allowing him to let out his emotions through the only way the two know how. It's not a definitive answer, but that's what I've interpreted from this. As for our final question, well, we know the answer already. The aftermath of the memory is the intro. It seems that while the plan worked, Owl was unsuccessful in taking Kuro, maybe due to the temple caving in, or maybe because Kuro managed to escape. Either way, Owl was unable to find him. But seeing as Wolf is now the only one alive thanks to being resurrected from the dragon's heritage and is now next to the corpse of Lady Butterfly, he was framed for the attack and thrown in jail. This, of course, relates to the first conversation we hear in the intro.
That shinobi at the bottom of the well. We didn't shackle him, restrain him, nothing. That doesn't worry anybody?
Not at all. Not only is he unarmed, he has completely lost his will to live. Nothing but a coward. Unworthy of our concern.
Wolf was tossed away, and seeing as he had lost his purpose along with his weapon, they didn't bother restraining him as it was unnecessary. So basically, Owl, with the assistance of the Interior Ministry, attacked the Hirata estate, using the bandits as cover to mask the truth of the invasion, so that the Ministry can get a staggering blow into Ashida's forces, and Owl can take the Divine Heir. However, things went wrong and Owl couldn't take him, but he wasn't going to give up that easily. Owl then appears 3 years later in front of Kuro, who just outright tells him that he wants his divine blood. Wolf then arrives and Owl decides to enact the plan. He attempts to persuade Wolf in joining him by using the Iron Code and reminding him that he has to obey his father's word. Should he agree, this will lead to the first ending in the game, but we'll save that for later, as the true choice is to betray the code. Remember how I said the presentations of these fights were breathtaking?
It's so weird hearing this in English.
How hyped this made me. I was already hooked by the game to begin with, but this one scene had me completely invested in the fight. Owl isn't my favorite boss, as that one is specifically held for someone towards the end, but he's definitely a close second.
Huh?
Souls games have
I
always
wonder who
tried
this
to add
dude's
variety
favorite
in
is.
their boss encounters. Sometimes they have these large, slow moves as opposed to fast, consistent swings, but other times they have unique gimmicks. The issue with Sekiro is that it's hard to pull this off when the combat is based around one weapon and one style of play. But it seems that From Software wanted to try this with Owl, and I think they succeeded. Throughout the game, we've been using our prosthetic to assist us in fights. It's incredibly powerful, and it's sometimes too powerful. With the introduction of Owl, we are now on the receiving end of that treatment, as he throws these balls that prevent us from healing, chucks dozens of shurikens at us, and even begs for mercy at one point just to throw a smoke bomb at our feet. He's a prick and doesn't play fair at all, but given that we've been doing the same the whole game, it's a humbling experience to be on the receiving end of it. Plus,
I don't know about that.
Playing field, as we have two skilled shinobi with an arsenal of tricks up their sleeve, which creates one of the best fights in this game. And the second encounter with Owl makes this all the better, as the Hirata estate is a great level. I like the idea of putting together the story through the context clues and conversation.
Yeah, I never did this fight.
Formula of a cryptic story that the player is forced to figure out. My only gripe with this level is that this integral piece of story is completely optional. The old lady is an optional NPC, so you may never find her bell charm. Thankfully, Owls is an item the player can't miss, so they'll at least get one part of the Hirata estate, but the story of this level is confusing without both bells. Just like the story, I don't mind the player being forced to explore and uncover everything on their own. I just feel that something as important as the estate probably shouldn't have been optional. After we kill Owl, we can talk to Kuro and continue our duties. This is around the time where we discover the location of the Fountainhead Palace, as well as Kuro's plan to kill himself in order to sever his mortality, but we already talked about that earlier. The only reason I didn't wait until now to explain it, as it would have just been more confusing. So it's around this point in the game where we go to the Fountainhead Palace and attempt to find the Divine Dragon and the Everblossom Tree, or if we want to take a break from that, that, we can also gather the items for the other endings. But before we go on that journey, we can eavesdrop on Ishin and learn that not only will Genichiro return in the future, but he plans to bring the second mortal blade. This is huge news, as it's never mentioned that there is a second blade at all. I don't want to overload you with more info about that blade, so we'll talk about it when it's relevant at the ending, but do just remember that it does exist. Our journey to the Divine Dragon will take us to the Mibu village, where we're required to pray in a palanquin before being picked up by a giant straw doll who transports us to the Fountainhead Palace. I'll be honest with all of you, I don't got a single explanation for this. I don't know if this is something in Japanese culture, but I couldn't find a single thing. It's weird, and it's probably better if we just move on and act like that did.
That was the one thing that I wanted explained, and this dude doesn't have an explanation.
Didn't just happen. Upon
Whatever.
arriving, we encounter the defender of the palace, who is named the Corrupted Monk. Her backstory is that she was among the infested, which is why she has a centipede within her, but she doesn't seem to mind that, as she is the palace's guardian after all, so immortality would be quite fitting for someone like her. Here in the Fountainhead Palace is those carp-like nobles that drink the water, but there's also the
I've seen videos on this. Let me see if I can find it.
the
Beautiful.
Okami
Because if
woman
I can figure out where the
describes the
fuck that, like... Because, like, the straw doll literally just came out of nowhere. Like, everything was believable to a degree. Maybe not the large snakes, but, like, there wasn't too much. And then the straw doll came out of nowhere, and I'm like, how does it work? Where is it from? How long has it been sitting here? Why?
Got here first and don't appreciate visitors, they were fine with these warriors living with them as long as they became the palace's guardians. They agreed, and now the two lived together surrounded by the rejuvenating waters. As we talked about earlier, Tomoe, the one who trained Genichiro, was originally an Okami woman, as she was able to conjure lightning similar to how they can. However, this is where things get a little confusing. So Tomoe served a Lord Takeru. Think of Wolf and Kuro's dynamic as the same thing as theirs. Takeru is Kuro and Tomoe is Wolf. Just like our current duo, Takeru and Tomoe were trying to sever the ties of immortality, and majority of her notes detail their progress on the matter. These notes are actually how Wolf and Kuro realized that they needed the mortal blade in order for the severance to work properly. But if we find more of her notes, we can discover more of the story. One of them reads, Lord Takeru's coughs are worsening still. Returning to the divine realm is hopeless, and I only wish to sever the dragon's heritage and restore his humanity. So it seems that the two wanted to go back to the divine realm, implying that they had been there once before. On top of this information, we can also look at the lore descriptions of the aromatic branch, which is on Owl's body in the present, and the aromatic flower, which is on his body in the Hirata memory. From what I can gather, it seems that Lord Takeru was of the divine lineage, since Tomoe was trying to sever his ties of immortality just like we are with Kuro. Furthermore,
does that mean the scalper is Takeru?
Or Lord Takeru possibly came from the divine realm, which would explain...
I feel like it's also not Takeru. I feel like it's Takeru.
But looking over that note, it seems to imply that Tomoe also came from the divine realm, but it's never explained how that's possible. Once the two left the divine realm, Takeru would take a branch from the Everblossom tree as a parting gift and would eventually plant it into Ashina to create an Everblossom tree. We know this because Emma explains that Lord Takeru used to play the flute where we're standing while Tomoe would dance under the Everblossom tree. However, it seems that the tree withered away despite that being impossible, and it seems it's because Owl took a branch from it, possibly because he believed this was required to obtain immortality. So the branch breaking thing sounds really weird, so allow me to elaborate. I believe that Takeru took a branch from the Everblossom tree since it's located in the divine realm, and we know that he lived there once before. He then planted the branch from that tree to make a smaller Everblossom tree. Owl then took the branch from the smaller Everblossom tree, and then it of course withered away. So if the branch is able to destroy a smaller tree, what happened to the big one? Well, we can look at the Divine Dragon, as the full name of the boss is the Divine Dragon of the Everblossom tree. When Takeru snapped a branch off the Everblossom tree, that affected the Divine Dragon, which is why its arm is missing when we fight it. However, even after all their planning, it seems that the duo failed and both died. The reason for their failure is because they didn't have the mortal blade, but we do, so we can now succeed where they failed, but we still need those dragon tears.
DM'd it to me.
In case you forgot, we're fighting this dragon because we need to obtain the Divine Dragon tears, as it's necessary for the severance ritual. Even though there's not much in the arena itself, I really
it's an
love this
unused
set piece,
boss.
and it's very gorgeous. It's truly divine as the game intended it for it to be. This fight also segues into another positive about the game, and it's these final death blows. Death blows occur when the player has a full posture bar. For bosses, there are multiple death blows that the player must do to defeat them, but when it's the last bar, it becomes a final death blow, which is this added part at the end that ties the whole fight together. I love these death blows a lot. Sekiro's combat has always felt stylish to me, like it's a dance. The rest of the series has always been about dodging or blocking the enemy, and then when you succeed, do an attack of your own. In the beginning, you might be able to get away with this, but as you get deeper, many of the fights will have you moments away from broken posture for a total of 5 whole minutes, as if you give the boss any time to breathe, all that momentum is gone. Sekiro easily has the most intense combat in the Soul series, so it makes sense that you can end your stylish fight with a stylish finisher. You're able to breathe this sigh of relief knowing that you finally beat the boss, and while doing so, are able to watch this incredible cinematic that caps off the fight. After defeating the Divine Dragon, we cut open a slit under its eyes to extract its tears, and are now able to start the ritual, except we can't. According to Emma, the Central Forces have made it further into the castle and are right outside the gate. In order to avoid death, Kuro escaped and went to the secret passage, the same one we took in the intro. Emma also tells us that Lord Ishin has succumbed to his illness and has passed away. Honestly, before we continue, I gotta respect Ishin. We never talked about this, but after the fight with Gyobu, we'll meet with someone named Tengu. This person is Ishin, and judging by the corpse on the floor, he probably killed quite a few ministry members even at his...
Oh, shit! I didn't put 1 and 2 together!
age. He was so strong that the only thing that could kill him was old age. He's got my respect for that. But now we have entered the finale, and while we should go to Kuro, we're going to take a detour and return to the dilapidated temple as the sculptor is gone. Halfway through the game, the temple gets covered in these pieces of paper called ofudas, and these papers can symbolize anything from a medium to allow people to communicate with deities through prayer, or other things like finding safety or finding love. These papers, just like the remnant from earlier in the video, is a...
Did some research. The doll is called a Wara. Not going to say that. Which are usually used as a evil ward to signify boundaries between the mortal and divine realms. So that's why it's the one that take. Okay. Okay, that makes more sense.
Hint of what's to come. As we run through the battlefield, we'll come across a few burning structures, which isn't out of the ordinary, until we start seeing more and even some claw marks around them. By interacting with the idol, we teleport and find the sculptor who has become the demon of hatred. The sculptor was a shinobi like Wolf who served under Ishin, and because being a shinobi means you're surrounded by killing, Ishin noticed that Shura was going to take over his body. Shura is basically when someone kills for the sake of killing. They don't have a reason for doing so other than the pleasure of taking another life. Fearing that the sculptor would succumb to this fate, Ishin cut off his arm, forcing him to retire from being a shinobi and temporarily halting Shura. The sculptor would also take up wood carving, as we can tell from the Buddha statues, as a way for him to keep his mind busy, but it wasn't enough as the flames of hatred were still burning inside him. And it was thanks to this war between the Central Forces and Ashina that caused him to succumb to the power. But because he was able to withhold it for so long, it was an incomplete version of Shura, as a complete version of Shura is what Wolf could have been. When we meet with Owl, we're given the choice of obeying or breaking the Iron Code. If we obey, we join forces with Owl. However, Emma and Ishin will attempt to stop us. In both of their fights, they mention the word Shura and how it's consuming Wolf. If we manage to defeat both Emma and Ishin, then we succeed and Owl joins us again, but it's too late. Shura has already consumed Wolf. So while Owl celebrates the victory, he gets stabbed the same way he stabbed Wolf. He is now a complete version of Shura. The sculptor was able to control his hatred for a long time, so that demonic version was only a partial amount of Shura, whereas Wolf has no intention of controlling it, and it happened immediately, so this is the full version of it. We then get to hear a short narration that states that a massacre had occurred shortly after this, and thousands of people had died. Wolf had completely lost it, and this is only the beginning, as he still has the blood of the Divine Dragon inside of him, so he's still immortal. But even if for some reason he did kill Kuro and now doesn't have the resurrection ability, he now has a new weapon in his arsenal. When Owl returned, he came back with another sword, that is the other mortal blade. So Wolf is possibly immortal with 2 mortal blades and his prosthetic. He is never going to die. But how did Owl find the second mortal blade? Well, if we fast forward back to where we left off, when we try to escape with Kuro, we find Genichiro again, who has the black blade in his possession, meaning Owl took this from Genichiro. Huge credit, by the way, goes to Zuli the Witch for this, as I don't have access to a free cam mode on the Xbox, but if you use the free cam mode during the Shura ending, you'll notice that the object in Owl's hand when he approaches Wolf is Genichiro's head. He literally killed him, took the blade and his head, and then placed it next to his dead grandfather, which is extremely gruesome and definitely in line with the mood of the Shura ending. However, if we don't do that ending and instead disobey the code, then that leads to all the events we've covered so far, which brings us back to the flower
Okay,
garden.
I think I've got a
This
better
point,
idea
we
of the
faced
story
Genichiro
now.
so many times that he isn't that hard anymore, but there's no way Genichiro's going down without a fight. If we manage to kill him, he'll use the power of the Black Blade and summon Ishin, the Sword Saint. There isn't much info on the Black Blade, but the item description of the Black Scroll states, the blade's name is Open Gate, and is said to hold the power to open a gate to the underworld. It is through this power that it creates life. This blade and the mortal blade are opposites to one another. One blade can make the undying die, and the other can revive those who are dead. As for the why, I think it's related to the Sword Saint's remnant, which reads, "One who returns from the great beyond does so at the peak of their prosperity." Ishin coveted strength and all manner of techniques through his mortal struggle. He wished for war until his final hour, and that is precisely what he got. This isn't the same Ishin that died at the castle. I think of it as a mindless version of him who just wants to fight. Going back to its name, Open Gate, that's why Genichiro slices his neck open, as it's opening a portal to the underworld so that Ishin may come out and take over Genichiro while he sacrifices his life. At this point though, the reveals and constant appearance of Genichiro might be getting annoying, and I can totally see that, but I have to disagree. Him showing up every time always meant something big was about to happen, and he never disappointed. Plus, it once again reinforces his personality. He is willing to do anything possible to save Ashina. He went from a standard samurai to conjuring lightning to using the black blade to then fully unleashing its power by resurrecting Ishin. If that's not determination, I don't know what is. Honestly, I can't even blame him for this decision. Resurrecting Ishin was a smart move, as he kicked my ass for 2 straight hours. It takes everything you have to beat him, and
He kicked mine for 3 straight days.
I know many people may want to discuss how you have to fight him honorably, but we have to remember the way of the Ashina.
The ways of the Ashina blade. It's our school of fighting. But there are no hard and fast rules. You just win your battles. That alone is the most important rule of the Ashina style.
Who cares how we beat him? As long as you win, that's all that counts. Genichiro took this to heart, as we can see all the different ways he's attempted to beat us, and even Ishin does this as well, as he goes from a sword to a spear to using lightning to even using a gun at one point. Fighting Ishin literally took everything I had learned up until this point to beat him, so it's fitting that after 2 hours of failure wasting all my healing on the first phase, I managed to beat him only using 2 gourds. There was only one move in the last phase that caused me to heal, and it was this lightning attack that I had mistimed. Besides that, just about everything else in this fight was flawless, and I couldn't have asked for a better conclusion. After Ishin is finished, we can now decide our ending.
Mine was a constant struggle.
With each of them. Ending 2 only requires the Dragon Tears. This sees us perform the Immortal Severance, meaning we take the Mortal Blade, kill Kuro, and fulfill his wish. With no master and no purpose, Wolf becomes the new Sculptor. He's in a similar situation as the Sculptor once was. He has no purpose anymore and has this burning sensation of killing taking over his body, so he attempts to quell the pain by carving statues. We can see that Emma joins us and becomes our permanent doctor, and also gives us our arm back, as she says that we may need to give this to someone in the future. We learn when we get the prosthetic arm that this originally belonged to the Sculptor, who passed it down to Wolf, who is now going to pass it down to someone else. The Souls games have always had this theme of cycles, like the Age of Fire or even the Hunter's Dream if we choose a specific ending, and this seems to be the same. In the future, some other person will stumble here with a cut-off arm, and Wolf will pass it down to that person, and who knows, maybe Wolf will become the demon of hatred like the Sculptor and will need to be put down by that new warrior. One thing that is confirmed is that he no longer has the power of the divine blood thanks to Kuro's death, and we know this because the white streak in his hair has gone back to its original color. For ending 3,
oh, that's actually a really
be the same. It goes like down to Wolf in the future.
Yeah, he no longer has. Oh shit, that's a crazy thing that I didn't notice.
One thing that is confirmed is that he no longer has the power of the divine blood thanks to Kuro's death, and we know this because the white streak in his hair has gone back to its original color. For ending 3, we need the Dragon Tears and the aromatic flower, which we got from fighting Owl in the Hirata memory. This is the other ending Emma and Wolf were looking into that involved Wolf sacrificing himself to make Kuro human again, just like how Tomoe wanted to make Takeru human again, but failed. It's a really sad ending, having to see our protagonist die like that. Even though it was a necessary sacrifice, it is still heartbreaking to see. We then get to see Emma and Kuro, and it seems that Kuro is leaving Ashina and will live his life as he should. Now that he is mortal and knows what it means to be human, he wants to live his life to the fullest while he can. Our final ending, which many consider to be the true ending of the game, sees us use the Divine Dragon Tears and the Frozen Tears, which is an item we get from the Divine Child of Rejuvenation. I'll be honest again, I can't explain what we did to get this ending, and I can't imagine someone doing this without a guide. It's like a 15-step process that requires you to find 5 different items with no indication on where they are. My personal gripes with that aside, Wolf will use the items on Kuro and carry him to the Divine Child, who then, for a lack of a better word, consumes him. She ends up becoming a cradle for the Divine Heir, which is something she talks about during that 15-step process, and it's why we go to her for this ending. She, along with Wolf, then set out to the Divine Dragon's birthplace in hopes of sending it back to where it came. Just like many of the series' secret endings, it's very confusing and doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, as there's there's little to go off of. But it's possible that through this ritual, the Divine Dragon now lives inside Kuro, who is now inside the Divine Child, and can now be safely escorted back home. I'm not entirely sure if that's what's going on, but I would assume if the dragon leaves Japan, then the rejuvenating waters would go with it, returning the land back to normal. I have the same opinion on this as I do the other game's secret endings, and that's while cool, I just never felt any impact from them, as they confuse me more than anything. It's hard to appreciate something that you don't understand, so if I had to choose an ending, I'd probably pick the Purification ending that has Wolf sacrificing himself. It's sad, but it feels complete. One thing that puzzles me though about these endings is the fate of Kuro, Emma, and Wolf. As we know, the Central Forces were invading Ashina, and there's no doubt that they won, as not only do they have the strength, weaponry, and numbers, it would also undermine the entire story if they failed. Which makes this all the more confusing, as you would think that this group would be hunted down. Maybe since they're not soldiers per se, they didn't bother fighting them, but as we can see from the destruction that was both caused at Ashina and Hirata, I don't think they possess a moral compass, so your guess is as good as mine. With the endings finished though, we've come to the end of Sekiro, and that's something I wish I didn't have to say just yet, as Sekiro does not have any DLC. There is the Gauntlets of Strength, but as for the story-related content, there is nothing. This is the first time since Demon's Souls or one of the games didn't have a story DLC, and I find that quite upsetting. There is still tons of story that could have been explained, like the origins of Tomoe or even the Central Forces, and it sucks that we'll most likely never see them again. Despite that though, Sekiro was such a different experience compared to the past Souls games in both gameplay and story, and while things did get a little bit...
Yeah, it's okay, yeah. I wasn't able to comment much on this because this was mainly for me to understand. We'll quickly watch this one.
So what's the right order to play the Soulsborne games? There is none. What? Yeah, aside from Dark Souls, none of them are connected, and even then, you don't really need to play Dark Souls 1 in order to understand 3. So, like, I can just start with any of them? Correct. Like Sekiro. Yeah, you don't want to start with that one. But you just said, I know what I just...
You don't want to start with Sekiro, huh?
said, but Sekiro is probably the hardest one to start off with. Explain. So all the other games allow you to make builds and play with the weapons that fit your playstyle, but Sekiro doesn't. Exactly, it has a very set combat system that you have to learn in order to get good, whereas all the other ones you can kind of just walk around with a big bonk stick. Okay, so then which one is the easiest game? Elden Ring. I couldn't even beat the opening boss. How is that the easiest? Some of the other games won't even let you progress the story unless you beat the boss right in front of you, whereas Elden Ring's an open world map, so you can kind of just come back to it later after doing other things.
Nope.
Alright, so after Elden Ring, what's next? Next, I'd recommend going Demon's Souls, then Dark Souls 1, and then Dark Souls 3. Each one gets a little bit harder as you progress, and the bosses get a lot better. And what about Dark Souls 2? Are you okay? After you play Dark Souls 3, you're gonna play Bloodborne, but this is gonna be a little bit difficult. Oh, why? Is like the combat more difficult? Well, yes, the combat is much faster and more aggressive, but that's not why. Then why? Bloodborne is only playable on a PS4. What? Yeah, so unless you have one of those lying around, you're kind of out of luck. Do you think it'll ever get, like, remade? Never. Why not? Because despite how hard and frustrating these games are, the number one way they make us suffer is by forgetting about Bloodborne. What the fuck?
I've got a PS3. Does that work? I'm not gonna lie. I would save up because I think I can buy a PS4 for like 120. Okay, but Dark Souls 2 is great. You know, I think I respect myself enough to not go back to a Souls-like for a while. And I think for the reaction portion of today, I'm gonna call it there because we're already almost at 4 hours. So, real quick, we're gonna go to this screen. We need to update this. So, as I said before, the Destiny. I'm not gonna lie, I thought the content sucked from Destiny. I think it was mainly just me yapping and telling stories about the good old age back when I used to fucking... I don't think it was that great. I think I've played enough of the Destiny story to know that I'm not coming back. Okay, Crazy Dave, chill your shit there. So, you know, it's... I summarized my feelings at the very end of the last stream, and I've talked to other people since, and they've helped me sort of, like, even it out. Destiny at this point is stale for me. It's somber and it's stale. It's a remnant of a memory of what I used to do a lot. And it's changed so much that I can't really play it without sort of just losing passion. So, I think I've played through... I did 2, like, 3-4 hour streams of Destiny 2. It never was able to rehook me in those 6 hours that I gave it. It did at the very beginning. It hooked me at the start, and then it let me go. Which I thought was crazy, because normally when you get hooked in, it starts reeling you in, and then at that point, you'll just do all the work yourself. You'll go straight to it. It hooked me, and I was like, okay, do your thing. And then it reached in the water and unhooked me and went, be free. So, in my personal take, boom. Completed. Unless anyone has a gripe with that. Mainly Spy, because Spy was the one who wanted it. If not, next time we stream. Nah, bro, I still gotta make the video. It's all good. Yeah. So, I'm gonna move this around like this. That's this is the new order. So we're gonna go and we're gonna finish the Nuzlocke, the DLC for the Nuzlocke. Then we're gonna go into ZA because that'll hopefully be launched by then. Mainly, I'm just worried about this not being done. So we'll do this. And then once all that's done, I'm gonna attempt Hollow Knight. And then once Hollow Knight's done, because that would be ZA, that would be Pokemon Scarlet and Violet done. Hollow Knight was next. I would told you, tell you you're gonna hate yourself for going to Hollow Knight. Yeah, like I'm told that Hollow Knight, although a difficult game, I would like more from people that like played Hollow Knight and Sekiro and know the games I like. They told me I would like Hollow Knight more than I did Sekiro. They told me I'd still be pissed off, but I would like it more. So that's that one. And then let's see. Yes. So this is the rough order as of right now. Here. Obviously, gotta finish that Nuzlocke. But Hollow Knight is hard. Yeah, I'm expecting that. We'll go from this to ZA to Hollow Knight. Obviously, in between here, I'm 100% down for adding a shit ton of other games. This is just a rough plan. This is a very rough estimate of what I'd like to be doing over the next, like, 3, 4, 5 months. Because I'm not going to lie, I know for a fact finishing this is going to be easy because it's really hard to Nuzlocke the DLC. So I'm going to give it my best effort. We're really just playing through it at this point. ZA, I don't know about Nuzlocking it. I'm still 50-50 on Nuzlocking Legends Arceus. But we are going to do a Nuzlocke of BDSP. Because if you told... yeah. This will get us decently far down the list because we're trying to Nuzlocke the entire Pokemon series. And originally, I just wanted it to make it the mainline games. Some people wanted me to do some of the other ones like Legends Arceus and Legends ZA. But I don't know how Legends Arceus and Legends ZA work as a Nuzlocke, truthfully. Because they're not really, like... easily nuzlockable games. And that was the problem with Pokemon Scarlet. Is it was just an incredibly difficult game to nuzlocke because you had no encounters. A lot of the encounters that you did had were such similar types, and only certain Pokemon were really powerful. So I often ran into the thing where I had so many Pokemon of one type where I was like, what the fuck? So I think that's that. As always, if you guys are interested in making me play a game, there's 2 ways that you can go about that. I have the request to stream redeem. That will get you at least, I say it gets you at least 6 hours of content. I promise at least 6 hours of content. That is as much as I can promise. So if there's a game or anything you want me to play, as long as it's like not like a $150 game, I swear to God, if someone redeems a $150 game, I'm putting that on the timeline, but that's going to be so far down the line when I actually have money coming in to the point where I can drop 150 on a game and not cause myself severe financial crisis. So there's that. And then the other way you can do it is in the Discord itself. If you guys aren't already in there, please go join. You can always head into ideas and feedback. Place some shit in there. If you have a recommended stream, Ace, I want to see you building Lego. Alrighty, I'll think about it. You know? There's a ton of games in there that I would like to do at some point. I just have to find... I'm just going to have to send a general ping out to a bunch of people I know. Like, I want to do a Mage Arena. I think Mage Arena would be hilarious. I need 8 people. I'll go hunt down some 8 people. Some of these games I'm not really interested in. Mage Arena, the one where you can yell magic missile and then it shoots magic missiles. That one. I know there were people that wanted me to play Death and Taxes, and then there was people that wanted me to play Tavern Talk. Apparently you people like listening to me yap. So those are on the list. Need a duo game? I'm down. I just need to figure out a duo game because I know there was the game that you wanted me, you, and Fading to play. Yeah. So the Looker was done. Fishing Planet is done. Or Fishing Planet I haven't done. I thought if it'd be play Little Nightmares 1 + 2, then do 3 with me. Boom. That is like $150 worth of games, Spy. Sucker for Love I played. Bendy and the Secrets of the Ink Machine is still somewhere in the pits of hell. Yeah. So a lot of these are games that I have somewhere on my list. And I will play. I want you to play Mouthwashing and no. And no, I'm not human. That's the game that I wanted to check out. That was on the list as well. What the fuck is this? Steam would load. No, I'm not human. Oh, fuck, it's this game. I've seen some videos of it. I will say this. Spy, I'm gonna put a ping out. I'm doing an October horror week. I try to do them every year, and I didn't have a lot of recommendations for the past few years. Put your horror games in there. when I put the ping out, I'm probably going to do it in the next week. I got a Santa list for you. Jesus Christ. Because I'm going to do a horror week. I'm going to try to... I want most of them to be single player, but I do want some like multiplayer horror games because I think it'd be funny if I could grab some other people to play some horror games with, get like a horror week going, because I do have reading week from the 14th to the 22nd, and I want to get people in. I want to sit down and I want us to have a horror week where I stream like do like a mini subathon, or not really subathon. I'm not doing a subathon ever. Do like a mini streamathon where I try to stream every day for as long as possible. So I want to do that. So I'm going to need some horror games for that. But that's really it. I don't have anything else to really say for tonight. But I'm glad that we're going to be getting some new content, and by new content I mean same content I was doing months ago. Got you with a bunch of games, so count on me. Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like tonight is a raid night. What do we say, chat? Let's go raid some folks. Let me go find us a raid target. Alrighty. Let me see if anybody that I know is live. I want to see if you... Well. My favorite target. I mean friend. Oh, this is perfect. Alrighty, chat, we're gonna go raid V. I just sent her a jump scare. I don't even have, like, I'm not listening. So, this is gonna be perfect. We're gonna jump scare her, and then we're gonna raid her. As always, guys, please do take care of yourselves. I'm gonna be doing lots for the rest of the weekend. Next time I'm going live, let me quickly pull up my phone. Next time I am live, I'm gonna say tomorrow, possibly. Tomorrow. I will probably see you guys tomorrow where we do some more Pokemon. Okay, goodbye. See ya. Adios. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay happy. Peace, peace. Is this the ending screen? That's the ending screen.